Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. Hope you're having a great start to your Saturday. It is hot, hot, hot. We want to go straight to Alex Forbes. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Elizabeth. We are looking at heat indice values over 100 once again this afternoon, and I think this is only going to compound on itself over the course of the next several days. Here we are in Atlanta right now, 79, right? So it's not as bad as it's going to be later this afternoon. A westerly breeze at about 9 miles an hour right now. 77 up in Canton, a pair of 7s for Gainesville as well. 81 already in Athens. You see the radar spinning around from Peachtree City. Not finding any rain this morning, and we're going to be pretty hard pressed to find much in the way of rain today. High temperature 95 this afternoon. That does put us pretty close to the record high temperature of 98 for today. Not forecasting to break it, but we would say that it's in jeopardy, right? Coming in within 3 degrees of it. And through the afternoon, we've got this heat advisory in effect from Lake Hartwell over to Athens and then back down towards Jasper and Putnam counties, and that continues southward into the Macon area. That's for heat index values this afternoon, upwards of 105. Now, that's also not to say that Atlanta's not going to be hot. Technically, we're not in the heat advisory, but we are sitting just below that criteria. So it is still going to feel pretty toasty outside as temperatures find their way here into the mid-90s. Building in a 10% chance of rain this afternoon. That's it. A 90% chance of staying dry across north and central Georgia. The spotty shower activity is going to be few and far between. Those heat index values here in the city, bringing them up to about 99 or so, 4 o'clock this afternoon. So that is going to be quite toasty out there, and we're going warmer in the days to come. A peak heat index tomorrow of 101, 103 there on Monday, 105 on Tuesday. So we're going to be dry, we're going to be humid, we're going to be hot over the course of the next 3 days. Our hottest day looks to come on Thursday. That's also going to come with some shower and storm relief. We're going to see a weak system roll through. And Elizabeth, that's a piece of good news because that weak system is going to drop us from 99 back down into the mid-90s. Had this not have come through, I think we would have continued that warming trend. So that's at least a piece of good news. We also are technically in a rainfall deficit, so that 40% chance of showers and storms will be welcome there for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, coming up in a few minutes, we're going to take a bigger picture of the heat going on basically across the eastern United States and some heat safety tips that comes your way here in about 15 minutes.
Thanks so much, Alex Forbes. Yes, definitely want to stay weather aware today. Make sure that you're staying hydrated, staying out of the heat. But Clayton County actually is opening up cooling centers for those of you who need to seek some shelter. This is from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have more information of several locations in Clayton County. Go to our website, fox5atlanta.com. All right, turning now to the Atlanta Falcons. I can't believe it. Football season is here. We want to go to our Lindsay Tuman live. She's at the training camp. Lindsay, good morning.
Hey, good morning to Elizabeth. Yeah, we're out in Bowery Branch. It's hot. The sun is beaming down, but that is not deterring a single soul out here. I'll show you. You can see the crowd of people here behind me. If I can get your angle.
Lindsay, we're having a little trouble.
And then
we're having a little trouble hearing you.
okay.
We're going to come back to you in just a second. All right. Meanwhile, we want to get you caught up on all of the latest headlines this morning. Developing now, a lawsuit alleges that the parents of a man who died received his brain matter from their son after his death in 2023. The brain and the brain matter were found in a cardboard box given to them by a funeral home. That is according to court documents. And rapper Glorilla is facing charges after deputies say they found marijuana while investigating reports of a robbery at her Forsyth County home. The rapper's attorneys called the arrest a disturbing window into how warped law enforcement priorities have become. The rapper had previously been arrested after a traffic stop in Gwinnett County last year. And the FAA is investigating after a near crash of a Southwest airline. Passengers on board this flight, they were going from Burbank, California to Las Vegas. They experienced a frightening few seconds when the aircraft took off and suddenly did a nosedive to avoid a midair collision shortly after takeoff. There was dramatic video. Passengers went flying. Again, the FAA is investigating. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to check back in with Lindsay, hopefully take you live to training camp. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We want to go back out to Lindsay Tuman, who is live for the Falcons training camp. We were glitching earlier. There's just so many people out there that all the technology is overwhelming. Lindsay, good morning.
Yeah, there are thousands of people out here this morning, all coming to take part in what's sure to be a very fun, action-packed day. I'll go ahead and flip the camera around so you can get a look just at the crowd that's already been accumulating this morning and the sea of people that is still making their way in here. This is day two of open training camp. So the first 3 days, which started on Thursday.
Oh, and I think we just lost Lindsay. We'll have to try again in just a bit. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going to take you to a rodeo. Yes, a rodeo. Get ready. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. Today we are talking about tariffs. We've been following the tariffs, and specifically this morning we are talking about tomatoes. Who doesn't love a good, juicy tomato? Did you know that we get 70% of our tomatoes from Mexico? Well, now we're going to be feeling that with our pocketbooks because 17% of tariffs have been imposed on those Mexican tomatoes. I'm joined this morning with farming expert Daniel Parson from Emory University. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about this. Obviously, tariffs, we've got 70% of our, tomatoes coming from Mexico, but we can grow tomatoes here, right? And so there are some benefits to this.
That's right. That's right. It's a challenge to grow tomatoes in Georgia because of our humidity. Tomato diseases are a challenge in growing them. So that's why you don't have a lot of tomatoes grown, but you have environment and then, of course, labor availability are the big challenges for tomatoes.
And so, some shoppers might think, oh, if I'm going to shop local, is it going to be more expensive? Well, right now we're, paying more at the grocery store, at restaurants. So what are we seeing sort of that change?
Well, I think sometimes shopping local is more expensive, but there's a lot of value to it as well. Local growers live in our communities, and that money then circulates within the community. And I think it's worth it because in the case of tomatoes, you get better flavor. They're vine ripened. If the closer they are to the source, ripe tomatoes don't ship very well, so they have to be shipped green. So the tomatoes we sell locally are better tasting.
And so talk about that. I mean, you're in the mix of growing tomatoes right now, right? It's tomato season.
That's right. We're in the middle of the season. I think this week is our peak week.
Okay. Okay. And so now we're seeing, tomatoes that are more expensive at the store because they're probably from Mexico, or maybe go to your local farmer's market, right?
That's right. And I think anytime vegetables are in the news, it can be good for us because people are thinking about where their food comes from. And it's not something that everybody thinks about every day when they sit down to eat is where does that food come from? And I think there are a lot of advantages to eating local.
And why is it that some eating local food systems are more stable than the global supply chain?
Well, we're a little less subject to the whims of global trends, and so we're here doing our thing. We plan to plant a certain number of tomatoes every year based on customers we've had in the past and what our demand is here locally, and so we're really looking for that stability.
And so, what do consumers need to know about shopping locally? I mean, this isn't just about tomatoes. Again, the tariffs is an ongoing development each day for the consumer. So, what do they need to know about, how to be smart about, saving money?
I think the first thing about shopping locally is just thinking about where our food comes from. So everybody knows there are farmers markets out there. Shopping on a Saturday farmers market is a great way to connect directly to local farmers. But there are also grocery stores and local stores that feature local produce, and you can seek it out. And I think consumers will be glad that they did.
Right. And so talk about those farmers markets. How do you know if I've never been to, if I've never shopped locally, I'm used to just going to the grocery store, what do folks need to know about, where to shop, how to shop?
Well, I think it's easy to find on social media and online where your farmers market is in the local community. I know in Atlanta, there's the Community Farmers Market organization that runs several of the farmers markets on different days and locations. So finding the one that works for you is important. And then when you go, just think of it as going for your groceries. I think sometimes people will go to a market thinking it's more of an event, and it is. But if you think about it as going to shop for your groceries and you're going to come home with things to fix, that's the attitude to have. And it's like we also have a CSA program, which is like a subscription box. People get a variety of produce each week. And if you look at it as I'm going to decide what to make based on what's available, then you really have an advantage in local shopping because you can find what's available at the market and get what's freshest in season. And so, right now it's tomatoes, tomato sandwiches, tomato sauce, Italian dishes, just all the things you can do with tomatoes. Eat them up and get tired of tomatoes because in September, the greens will start again and we'll have a whole new crop coming in. So I think local eating is really about enjoying what's in season and then enjoying the next thing that's in season.
Oh, I'm thinking about fried green tomatoes right now. My mouth is watering. Talk about, again, your experience with growing tomatoes. Let's say maybe I don't want to go to the local farmers market. Maybe I'm going to try to grow my own. Do you have any tips for folks?
Absolutely. Growing your own is another great way to get local produce. And again, it's really about the enjoyment of it. You may not save money having your own garden. You might end up spending more for that tomato, but you've also gained a hobby and gained the satisfaction of growing it yourself and you have control over it. And so I think look at it as something fun to do more than a way to just save money and just really enjoy it. But the first thing I would do is find my local extension office and get my soil tested because we found that we can provide everything that the plants need, and then we have to deal with the problems. And so one big part of providing what the plants need is that fertility. So get your soil tested, connect with your local agent. They can also help you with those problems as they come along with those weeds and insects and disease that attack your crops. So
And
that's how it gets started.
like you said, Georgia's kind of we can grow them, but it's hard. What makes it so hard? The soil?
We can grow them, and it's the disease, it's the humidity. So we grow some tomatoes outside in the field, mostly our disease-resistant ones, and inside the high tunnels, we grow some heirlooms that are less disease-resistant, and we also have a high tunnel that has some high-performing varieties that are bred for high tunnel growing. But that high tunnel is like an unheated greenhouse that keeps the morning dew and the rains from our plants.
Do you
It's that humidity that encourages the disease that are so hard on tomatoes.
do you recommend growing them in your home inside, or do they need to be outside in the sun?
Tomatoes have got to be outside in the sun. They need a minimum of 6 hours of direct sunlight to make fruit. And for a lot of vegetables and fruits, that's the case. The more sun you get, the more fruit you'll get, and that's why they're grown in fields. Tomatoes aren't something that you can grow inside your house.
Thank you so much, Daniel Parsons. Appreciate your insight with tomatoes and tariffs. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins, taking a live look at downtown Atlanta. Ooh, it's a pretty start to your weekend, but it is a hot start to your weekend. There are heat advisories for portions of Metro Atlanta, so you definitely want to be weather aware. Let's check in with Alex Forbes. Alex.
Elizabeth, it is going to be a warm afternoon, expecting high temperatures today to get towards 95. That puts heat index values in the city upwards of 99 through the afternoon. And it doesn't stop there. Each day we're going to add a little more heat, turn up the thermostat a little more through at least Tuesday, where our heat index in the city gets up to 105. Now, values like that are going to be possible today east of the city, as you mentioned, where we've got that heat advisory in effect. That includes Lake Hartwell, Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair. If you're spending any amount of time out on the area lakes, the UV index is also going to be pretty high. We've got a 10 today, a 10 tomorrow, and then through the first part of the week as well. And even that 9 on Wednesday puts it in the high range. So please do not forget the sunscreen. Now, we're getting into the type of heat now where it might be smart to make some changes to the daily routine. Drink plenty of water, beverages with electrolytes, typically a good idea. Don't forget that sunscreen, SPF 30 or higher. If you do the SPF 10 or 15, it's just not getting the job done. Wear lightweight, loose-fitting, light-colored clothing, and take breaks where you can. Also the time of year to think about this. Kids in hot cars. Typically, the whole summer is the time of year to think about it, but especially over the course of the next couple of days. First and foremost, nobody ever thinks that they're going to have a problem. Autopilot does happen, so have a plan in place in case that does happen. You can put a bag or something in the back seat to remind you. You could also place a stuffed animal or something in the front seat to remind you to look in the back seat. Regardless, you need to make sure you've got a plan. Consider phone alarms, built-in car reminder systems. I know my car has it, and it asks me every 90 days. Just some ideas for you as temperatures soar this afternoon. 95 today, 96 tomorrow. Low-end chance of rain at about 10%, and then a 40% chance of storms by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday. That is a weak system coming through, and that is good news, because if we didn't have this system, that 99 would have numbers going higher than that for the remainder of the week. But instead, we'll cool down to a chilly, bone-chilling, freezing 92 by Friday. Elizabeth?
I've got my little fan standing by just blowing on me. Oh, it's just hot thinking about it. All right, thanks so much, Alex Forbes. All right, hold your horses. That's exactly what Eli Jordan just told me moments ago, because we want to go to him. He is at a rodeo in Stockbridge. Eli, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Elizabeth. I hope it's going well. Yep, I'm down here at the Smith Family Ranch. I have Storm behind me and also have Django over here with cowboy Jordan Jackson. Jordan, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right, not too bad. So, you're a handler here, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, how long have you been working here?
About a year.
And what's your favorite part about working with horses?
Oh, man, the excitement and the therapy they give.
And so, we got a little rodeo going around here today. Are you going to be offering rides and whatnot? Just tell me about that. Tell me how the event's going around here.
Yes, sir. We give out pony rides, and you'll saddle up, take a couple laps, get introduced in how to work a horse from the reins to saddling up.
So we got Storm and Django and Oreo here. So do you guys, ride have the same horse throughout?
Yeah, most of the time.
It's tell me what's the hardest part about keeping a horse around, keep maintaining and stuff, because it's not just like leading a horse to water and hoping it'll drink and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of work going on into it, right?
Oh, yeah. Feeding them is the main thing. Maintenance and keeping them healthy.
And so, what kind of horse is Django here?
It's Tennessee Walker.
Tennessee Walker is a good horse.
Yeah, a beautiful horse and great horse.
How old is he?
16.
16. So down here at the Smith Family Ranch, what all happens down here? What all goes on?
Everything. Parties, events, line dancing, trail rides, a plethora of things.
And so you guys have got an event going on here today, right?
Yes, sir.
All day event?
All day event.
What's it going to be like? What all is going to be happening here today?
It's a rodeo themed party, and it's going to be all day. A great time.
Cool. There's going to be some line dancing?
I think so.
Cool. I hope some line dancing.
Ready to dance?
Awesome. Well, Gravy, yeah, the things are good. We're out here at the Smith Family Ranch. It's a pretty big spot just north of Stockbridge. And you can come on out here. There's a rodeo going on here today. And it's just now, people haven't showed up yet. It's just now, I mean, I think they're hoping to get it started around 9 o'clock. But,
I think I should let you
it's always start late. Everybody's always fashionably late. But it's going to be going on until later on tonight. The kids' stuff happens earlier today. You got pony rides, you got bouncy houses going on. And then later on today, there's going to be mechanical bull going on. And there's going to be line dancing, boots on the ground, things like that. And horse riding, probably showing off people's horses. There's going to be more horses here. But I don't know. These horses right here are quite beautiful, Elizabeth. We got Oreo here. Oreo looks beautiful. All right, how old is Oreo? 7, 8, and Django,
16.
16 years old for Django. And Storm, how old is Storm here? 6 years old. So yeah, just let me put on my old straddle and let me ride up underneath the western skies, Elizabeth.
All
ready
right.
to have a good old time.
I expect to see you on a horse when we come back to you in the next hour, Eli.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. Eventually, I will, though.
All right.
I've never ridden. This is actually my first rodeo. So.
Really? Well, I've only ever been to one rodeo,
Yeah,
and I
it's
was
my
in
first
second.
rodeo.
I was in second grade. I didn't even really know what I was getting myself into. But but I love riding horses, so I can't wait to check back in just a bit. Thanks so much, Eli. All right, we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more news and weather. And welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins here with Alex Forbes, taking a live look at downtown Atlanta. Beautiful start, hot start. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got the Falcons training camp going on. We also have back to school. I can't believe it's back to school already.
A lot of sweating going on across the metro area today. No, so that was our 101 Marietta camera. Something I've just noticed in the last 30 minutes is we're starting to see some clouds develop. We had perfectly clear skies this morning, but that's to be expected this time of year, and we're going to see that fill in here on the satellite in the next little bit. The most recent reading over at Hartsfield-Jackson, 79, 81 in Covington right now, 76 over in Blairsville. We are seeing some more clouds in parts of northern Alabama. Let's see if we can pop up Fox 5 Live Viper there. And we don't have any showers necessarily going on, and expecting to see very little in the way of radar activity today. It already feels like 86 in Covington, 91 in Eatonton, 81 in Canton, and 86 over in Athens. It's east of the city where we have this heat advisory today. It picks up near Lake Hartwell, goes down through the classic city, Oconee County included in this, all the way down to Monroe County and southward into Macon. So Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair, Greene County, Taliaferro County, over into the Augusta area, all included in this heat advisory for feels like temperatures upwards of 105 through the afternoon. Now, these are the numbers for Atlanta. I'm expecting actual air temperatures today to be in the mid-90s. So great day to head out to the pool. Going to be plenty hot for it, but it's also the type of pool day where you might want to take breaks along the process. You know, sit in the shade when you can and maybe not spend all your time in the water. Heat index values going to be perfect pool day weather. 99 here in the city. Again, that's going to be for Atlanta itself. That 105 number is going to be mainly out to the east. Just a couple of scattered showers today. If you do find yourself under one of these, it won't last very long. Overall, about a 10% chance of rain. Then for tomorrow, another slim 10% chance of rain. And that's it for your weekend. It's going to be dry by and large, but we do have increasing rain chances on the docket by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, up to 40% there. That's going to be a weak system coming through. And I alluded to it earlier, Elizabeth. That's good news because if we did not get this weak front Tuesday night, I think that pattern of 96, 98, 99, that continual warming trend would have continued, but we'll get a reset in the mid-90s for the middle part of the week instead.
I've been borrowing this handy dandy fan from my colleague Eric Perry. He ordered it off of Amazon and it is fabulous. It works great. But we've got cooling centers that are opening up today, specifically in Clayton County. We've got more information, fox5atlanta.com. But let's talk about this heat advisory. What does that mean? And even if we're not in that heat advisory, that doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
Right. Yeah. So that's going to be the heat advisory criteria is different for each National Weather Service office. So our National Weather Service office in Peachtree City has a criteria of 105 in terms of the heat index, or an actual air temperature, I believe, of 103. Don't quote me on that last part. I'm not 1,010% positive on it. But all of that to say is, you know, when we talk about a heat advisory, it's something just to raise attention, you know, to the heat and to what's coming, and in terms of preparation. You know, I don't think it's necessarily going to feel a world of difference in Eatonton versus Atlanta today. It's just very much meeting that threshold. But I'll zoom this map out and show you that it's not just us, right? It's hot in a lot of places across the U.S. from, you know, literally the Canadian border. There's a heat advisory up here in Lake of the Woods, Minnesota, until 9 o'clock tonight, all the way down to the Orlando and Tampa area. So a lot of people impacted by this heat, and that's going to continue tomorrow. You can go above a heat advisory. You can get an excessive heat watch and an excessive heat warning. Actually, the names changed this year. An extreme heat watch and extreme heat warning. That's going to take some rewiring. Okay. But that's, I think, is going to be likely tomorrow. We're going to enter that territory, and that feels like temperatures upwards of 110.
All right. I think I'm going to keep my handy dandy borrowed fan next, close by.
Nobody tell Eric.
All right. Thanks so much, Alex Forbes. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are following back to school. I can't believe it. I'm saying back to school already.
It's too early.
I know.
And too hot.
We're going to check in. There's dozens of back to school events already happening around town. We're at one of them. We'll take you there live. We'll be right back. and welcome back. I cannot believe it. It's already that time of year again. The dread, back to school. We have dozens of back to school events happening around the metro Atlanta today, and I hope you're staying hydrated and cool because we are under parts of the area is under a heat advisory. So keep that in mind if you're going out. But we want to check in with Caitlin Pratt. Caitlin.
Hey, Elizabeth, good morning to you. And you mentioned that heat advisory. I'm happy to tell you a back to school event happening here in Fulton County is going to be inside the C.T. Martin Rec Center on MLK Jr. Drive in the southwest part of the city. It doesn't start for officially in the next until a half hour from now, but I want to set the scene for you and show you people already lined up outside. It's lines starting to form, and you'll see why in just a second. So many resources inside, everyone waiting to go. And I did speak with this family. We have a rising senior right here and also a rising 8th grader on their phones. No surprise. Are you looking forward to your final year here? Tell me what you enjoy about school each and every year. There's something nice about the first week, that fresh start.
Being with my friends in new classes.
What are you hoping to scoop up today inside?
Just like anything I could.
Yeah. And tell me just about these supply lists. They're long, they're extensive, and they can be expensive.
Absolutely they can be. And this is really, appreciative that they were able to do this.
It's going to make a difference.
It
no
makes
matter
a big
what.
difference,
100%.
for the family, of course for me, because there's 5 of them, so, it helps out a lot.
Is that something you kept in mind? You left early today to get in line?
Absolutely. I wake up, I couldn't wait. I could not sleep. I was waiting for this.
Thanks so much
Thank
for
you so
talking
much.
with us. Good luck this year at school. And Elizabeth, and those streaming with us, I want to take you inside right now, and you can see the activity, everyone getting ready. So many volunteers here in Fulton County. This is put on by the Fulton County DA's office and also the local district for Atlanta City Council. And we're talking about so many backpacks. Look at this, for kids of all ages, all grades, not just those backpacks, but those supplies that go inside. You can see them there, notebooks, highlighters, those glue sticks, scissors, all the things and all the supplies that can really honestly be quite overwhelming when you receive them via email or you look on the school website and you see what is expected or the desire list for just, to get started, get ready for class and get the supplies you need just to learn, right? So you can see all these vendors, all these volunteers doing what they can to help out this effort today. One of many back to school events going on in the metro area. Of course, Fulton County, they go back very shortly, August 4th, I believe. This is just the beginning, though, of this event. When they first walk in, you saw all those parents, students outside lining up to come inside and get ready for back to school. You see right there, right? High school. This is the high school area back here, elementary school. So they're very organized. You can see all these volunteers really working this morning to set the stage for success for these students. Also today, happening from 10 to 1, there are some dental clinics downstairs. There's also some haircuts for children, all the things that you need to cross off that list to get ready for back to class. So if you stay with us, if you stream with us throughout the morning here on Fox Local, I'm going to take you downstairs and get a closer look at what the vendors are doing down there. But you can see this will be the first impression, all these school supplies for all of our students and parents waiting outside this C.T. Martin Rec Center here in Southwest Atlanta. I'm going to throw it back to you, Elizabeth, in the studio.
Yeah, thanks so much, Caitlin Pratt. We will check back in just a bit. And just a reminder, we are here for all things back to school. Make sure you visit our website, fox5atlanta.com, for all those events and happenings in the days and weeks to come, because it will continue on for at least the next 3 weeks as the school start dates roll out. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more news and weather.
And if you didn't know, you guys are in for a treat this weekend. The PBR, the Professional Bull Riders, are in town with their team series. They're going to be at the Gas South Arena in Duluth. And we are here with probably one of the most popular guys in the game right now, 22 world champion, Dalen Swearingen. Thank you for being here. So what can people expect this weekend if they've never been to a professional bull riding singles match or a teams, the teams thing is pretty new. What can they expect if they've never been to this before?
Oh yeah, it's going to be excitement from the time the gates open. This is our second event of the season for the teams. We started off really, really good last week, 2 weeks ago actually, and these teams were all ready to fire and we're all fresh and ready to go. I know the Carolina Cowboys are for sure, and we're ready to have a good week for sure, and just start separating ourselves from everybody and doing what we love to do.
Okay, so you guys are the Carolina Cowboys. There's the Stampede in Nashville. You're here in Georgia. There's no Georgia team. Is this kind of like, almost like rivalry, territory for you guys? Like, do you see this as almost like a home team win?
Yeah, I almost do. There's a Florida team, but I see Georgia as pretty much Carolina, and I think, everybody should definitely be cheering for the Carolina Cowboys and wanting us to do the best we can do.
Awesome.
We got a really good team, and I look forward to the week.
All right. So you guys rode really strong last year. I think you have like you set your team in history with like the longest winning streak for a while. I think it was like 11 wins in a row, right? And you guys rode really strong last year. You're a world champion, and you didn't win it last year. What's it mean for you guys? Like, how bad do you want to have this Carolina Cowboys team championship? Get that big buckle.
Yeah, no, for sure. We definitely want to win the team championship for the organization, for everybody behind the scenes that's working to make. I think the Carolina Cowboys are a great organization, and I love being part of the team. This is my 4th year on the team, and I'm ready to help them, and I know everybody else on the team is ready to get that win too. And at our training camp, we just set clear goals, and we're just going to work for those goals every week, and hopefully this is our best season yet.
So how has the whole team series thing been going? Because usually people are used to, right, like the single riders, like, you guys compete against each other. Now you're teams. How's it going for you guys with that? Is it like, just like put a new energy into the sport?
Oh yeah, it's definitely been a learning curve for sure, because it's way different pressures now. Like you're that last guy out in the game and you're down. Now you really got to step up, not just for yourself, but for organization, for fans, for them other bull riders and their families. So it's a lot different, but I love it and definitely learning a lot. And the 4th year in, kind of learning how to handle all those pressures and everything like that. And I just look forward to this year with these guys. We have a great mix of young and older guys on the team, and I think y'all will see us do some cool things this year.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. I'm just curious too myself, right? Just because I'm a huge fan. I'm getting to sit here and talk to you, right? And if you guys don't know, when it comes to bull riding, you can get a 100-point score, right? And it's like 50 for the rider, and then the bull actually gets a 50-point score too. And it's all based on how well the bull performs, and then also you, right? Are there any bulls that you're intimidated by?
Yeah,
You've been doing it for so long. It's just kind of like,
Yeah, I think it's a mentality, like, I'm never going to admit that I'm intimidated by one. If I have that thought cross my mind for a second, I got to get rid of it as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Just because, these bulls, for the teams, it's the coach picks a bull, and that's the bull we got, And so our job is pretty simple. Stay on the bull for 8 seconds, the bull they put you on. And, like, if you're intimidated by something, you ain't going to go at it full-hearted. And so I try to, if I ever have that thought, I try to get rid of it as soon as I can and just go do my job. And I think that's why I've succeeded so much, is because I can block that out.
Awesome. So I'm just curious, if you Google Dalen Swearingen, it says TV personality.
Yeah.
You were in a movie recently, The Last Rodeo with Neil McDonough. You know, bull riding can be pretty tough on you, and a lot of guys retire at an early age. Are you looking at something next? Are you gonna be a TV personality? Maybe more films? What's next for you?
You know, I don't know. Whatever direction God takes me in is where I'm gonna go, and you know, that opportunity came about, and so I took it. I don't really see myself doing that, but you know, if something later down the road pops up again, who knows? Maybe I take it again. You know, I love raising bucking bulls on my ranch in Texas, and that's kind of where my passion is. But however I can help the sport grow, and just you know, that's what I want to do for the sport.
Awesome. All right. PBR World Champion Dalen Swearingen here with us. You guys definitely, if you've never been to a PBR event, you need to go check it out and see why it is called the toughest sport on dirt. We have tickets at pbr.com. You can also go to fox5atlanta.com. And I believe under the Good Day section, we have a link to get some tickets there too. Dalen Swearingen, thank you again so much. And we will be back with more news and weather right after this.
Welcome back, and this just in. We're following breaking news right now this morning. A man was grazed by a bullet while on board a MARTA train traveling southbound, approaching the Buckhead station. We're just now getting this information. It's a developing story coming into our newsroom. We're going to stay on top of this and keep you updated. All right, turning now to all things that are happening around Atlanta, including a rodeo in Stockbridge. We want to go to our Eli Jordan. Eli, did you find a horse to ride?
I'm going to ride a horse later on. So you just got to hold your horses on the horse riding, okay? So no, I'm going to find a horse later on. I mean, it's too early in the morning to be riding horses. I just got here, Elizabeth. I need to get my bearings. It's all about me. But no, I am out here at the Smith Family Ranch. It's a pretty cool spot. They got all sorts of stuff. And with me right now is one of the owners. The proprietor is Kasha Smith. How are you, Kasha?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. So tell me, you guys have had this since 2020.
Yes.
What is it? Tell me about this space.
So we purchased the property in 2020 for our retirement home, and we ended up using it for events and to also bring the community together.
And so what all can people do out here?
We have horseback riding. We do lessons. We have animal feeding, animal petting, birthday parties, weddings. We have fishing in a pond in the back. We have a variety of activities that we host here.
So what all kind of animals you got here?
We have cows, horses, sheep, goats, bunnies. We have Affleck the duck. So we have quite a few animals.
So it seems like, this is a good spot to bring some kids out here, let them get acquainted to animals
Yes.
and let them learn about it and stuff. And also, too, maybe ride a horse if they've never ridden one.
Yes.
And so, tell me, there's rodeo going on today. I know somebody's, we got KJ's rodeo coming out.
Yes.
And that's going to be, getting, I guess, like any other event, if you get here right at starting time, it's always, gets slow to get kicked off. But it's an all-day event, right?
Yes, it's an all-day event. During the day, it's going to be for the kids, and this evening is going to be for the adults.
And what else is going to be going on this evening, would you say?
This evening, they have the mechanical bull. They have line dancing, food vendors. They have a couple of regular vendors. There's going to be games and prizes.
Cool. And do you know how much they're charging to get into the event here?
I think it's still $20.
Okay.
I don't think the price changed.
And how long does it go on for?
It's going on until 11 o'clock tonight.
Oh, that's cool. And so, tell me, you haven't been a ranch hand or a ranch owner for all your life. You're
No.
a salon owner, aren't you?
I own a salon in Lilburn.
How's that different than this?
This is very different, but I absolutely love it. I fell in love. I used to work 5 days a week. Now I'm working 1 day a week because I want to be out here with the animals.
And just tell me, how big is this place? Tell me about the ranch itself.
It's 48 acres. We don't use the complete 48, but we are working on it. We have a lot of things that's coming. We have an orchard, and we have an amphitheater that's being built right now. And we have a couple of other areas that we use for camping.
And you were telling me earlier that this was your husband's idea?
Yes, this was his dream.
And that's a pretty cool dream. I mean, was he a farmer, in a previous life or anything? Or?
Well, no, but he grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, and he loves land. And we actually lived there for a short period of time. And every time we would pass by a big pasture, he would say, "one day." And our one day came in 2020.
That's cool. And, like I said, you guys are open to events and, people hosting events here. If somebody wanted to come out here and get hitched, so to speak.
Yes.
Do you guys have a website?
Yes, it's the smithfamilyranch.com. And our social medias are the same, the Smith Family Ranch.
The smithfamilyranch.com. Yes. Awesome. Well, it's a cool spot out of here. And there's going to be a rodeo that's going to be kicking up, Elizabeth, later on. Hopefully we'll get some things swinging here in just a few minutes. We'll be out here till noon. And but the rodeo, later on today, we got the kids stuff first half of the day. And then this evening, the adults can come out here and do their line dancing and ride the mechanical bull. The mechanical bull is what I really want to ride, Elizabeth. That'd be cool. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Stir Crazy, but that's where I fell in love with the mechanical bull, is the mechanical bull riding. Stir Crazy with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. That was pretty cool. And so I've always wanted to ride one ever since I saw that. But hopefully that'll happen. But yeah, it'll be going on until 11 o'clock tonight. There'll be some rodeo stuff. Put on your cowboy boots and some overalls, and maybe you can come out here and enjoy yourself with some horses and some cows and whatnot. It'll be cool.
All right.
I'm ready.
Eli Jordan, thanks so much. Hold your horses. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay with us. You're watching a streaming Fox Local here. We'll be back right at the top of the hour. And welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins, and this is News Now. I hope you're having a great Saturday morning. It is a hot Saturday morning. In fact, parts of the metro are under a heat advisory. We want to check in with Alex Forbes. Alex.
Yeah, Elizabeth, 83 is where we stand now in Atlanta, 80 over in Canton, 82 in Gainesville, 84 in Athens. So on the uphill swing, and really much of the southeast the same way. How about 86 already down in Tampa, 87 in Jacksonville, 87 over in Charleston, and a pair of 8s already for Charlotte at this hour. Now, through the day today, I expect to find our way towards 95 here in the city, 96 for tomorrow. Heat index values both days in many spots will get above that triple-digit mark, up to about 105 today, up to 108 for tomorrow under mostly sunny skies. The rain chance both days at only about 10% here in the metro area. Heat advisory, as you mentioned, in effect east of the city today from Lake Hartwell down through Athens, Greene County, Morgan County, Jasper and Putnam counties included in this. That's for heat index values above 105. Now, Atlanta, inside the metro, inside 285, Woodstock, Alpharetta, Cumming, Fayetteville, Dawsonville, Douglasville, Carrollton, you're all still going to be hot today. It's just that we're going to exceed that 105 thresh mark here in the heat advisory area. Tomorrow, that's actually going to be an excessive heat watch, which means we're going to go even warmer. But as for today, mid-90s going to be the actual air temperature. As you're going to see, heat index values pushing the upper 90s and low 100s. Only a slim 10% chance of rain through the afternoon, with any activity we do see fading away later on this evening. 99, your peak heat index. Say that 5 times fast. In Atlanta today, 106 in Raleigh, 105 in Jacksonville, right? So we're not alone. Much of the eastern 2/3 of the U.S. feeling the heat. Something similar for tomorrow. How about that 110 over there in Raleigh? That's going to be warmer there than in Houston, Texas. And for Monday here, I expect this to be the warmest day here in the metro. 84. I wish. 104 here in Atlanta, 105 in Nashville, 107 in Louisville, and 109 in St. Louis. You see a lot of white up there, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Elizabeth. That's actually from corn, believe it or not. That's the corn evaporating some water and causing it to be humid up there. Our hottest day should come on Tuesday with a high temperature around 99. Weak system rolls through with a 40% chance of rain before we look at highs in the lower 90s for the back half of the week.
All right, thanks so much, Alex Forbes. And we want to remind our viewers that there are cooling centers around Metro Atlanta. If you need to get out of this heat, make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you're staying weather aware and safe. Just go to our website, fox5atlanta.com. And hopefully folks in Flowery Branch are staying weather aware and hydrated, where the Falcons training camp is happening right now. I want to take you there. Live look. This is a live look as fans are gathering this morning for the Atlanta Falcons training camp. We've been bringing you coverage all week long. So many folks are so excited about football season. I can't believe it's here. It's here. It's upon us. Back to school and football. And so Lindsay Tuman is there live. She's gonna give us a tour. Lindsay.
We're here in Flowery Branch, where it is day 2 of these open training sessions, and the fans have been coming out in absolute droves. Some folks were here as early as 4 o'clock in the morning to be a part of the action, but there's no question why. Today is sold out. The first practice on Thursday was sold out. Tomorrow is sold out, and that's because folks just want to be a part of the action. I'm actually joined here this morning by Marcus McKinney, a die-hard Falcons fan, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me, why did you want to come out and be a part of this today?
Definitely want to bring the family out. It's a great day today. The sun is shining, no clouds in sight. So last week before the kids go back to school, so I want them to come and have the last summer fun before they head back to school. So
this
absolutely.
Is certainly fun. I mean, when you walk in and you see all the fan experience out here, what do you think of that?
Oh, it's electric. You know, you see all the players, see all the fans coming out, having a joyous time before the season kicks off. So definitely looking forward to having a good day today.
Have you been to one of these training sessions before?
This is actually our first time coming to one. So definitely super excited to, experience everything and suck it all in.
When you saw that it was free and that, things were probably going to sell out, how quick did you get on getting those tickets reserved?
My wife got the tickets as soon as she could. Absolutely. Got them as quick as possible, and definitely looking forward to having some fun.
And tell me, what are you most excited about seeing out on the field today?
Oh, just the players, definitely the players. Get a sneak peek of what they're going to do on the offense. Michael Penix, definitely looking forward to seeing what he's going to do this year.
I'm also excited to see some dogs on the roster.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a tech guy.
Okay.
I'm a tech guy.
We'll forgive you, Marcus.
Absolutely.
We got plenty of tech fans out there too. No.
Absolutely. definitely thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, this is great. And tell me, are you going to try and stay after, get any autographs?
Absolutely, and look forward to it. My son likes football. He wants to be a receiver, so hopefully we can,
get him out there.
Absolutely.
Get a good autograph.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And certainly an opportunity you do not want to miss. This is, again, there are going to be 8 more training sessions after this weekend. So if you don't get a chance to come out this weekend, don't worry. And there's also going to be 2 team practices with the Titans in mid-August. Again, these are free. You just have to register in advance. We've got all the information on our website, fox5atlanta.com. And stay tuned for our sports coverage. We've got Fox 5 Sports out here. They're going to give you the latest details on what exactly went down on the field this morning as well. For now, that's the latest in Flowery Branch. I'm Lindsay Tuman. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Lindsay. We'll check back in just a bit. Again, thanks for streaming with us. We are following all the developments happening around Atlanta this weekend. We're following breaking news. We do know that there was a shooting at the MARTA station in Buckhead this morning. One person was injured. They're looking for that suspect. Meanwhile, obviously, Falcons training camp is happening. It's also many back-to-school events are happening, so stay with us. We will have live coverage after the break. Making sure that you're staying on top of the weather, being weather aware this weekend. It is hot, hot, hot. Outside parts of Metro Atlanta are under a heat advisory, which means it can be very dangerous to your health. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're wearing sunscreen. You can also visit one of the cooling centers. They've got cooling centers around Metro Atlanta as well. We have more information on our website, fox5atlanta.com. All right, turning now to the rodeo that is happening in Stockbridge. Want to go to our Eli Jordan, who keeps telling me to hold your horses. Eli.
Hey, yeah. I mean, right now I'm just taking a tour. I'm stalling on horseback riding right now, but I am with Kasha Smith, who owns this ranch in Kasha. She's going to take us on a little tour. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you guys doing
I'm doing
today?
all right, not too bad. So tell me, how long have you and your husband owned this ranch?
We've owned this ranch for 5 years.
And so tell me, what drove you guys to come out here to get this?
We decided to build our retirement home on a ranch. So we bought the property and planned to build the home, but we never made it as far as building the home because we started having events, and it has taken a spin of its own.
Cool. And so just take us a little tour here. We can go a little bit faster.
Okay.
But so you tell me what all kind of animals you got here?
We have horses, cows, sheep, goats, Aflac, the duck. That's my favorite.
Half
we
like
have,
the duck.
we also have ponies, chickens, roosters, and we also have quails.
Oh, quails. You got quails, huh?
Yes.
It looks like we got some more people showing up, and but hopefully the early part of this day is for the kids, but later tonight is when the serious hoedown is going to be going on. I guess they're going to have the mechanical bulls out here. There's some line dancing.
Yes.
And so you guys have 48 acres out here?
We have 48 acres, and I am totally in love. I myself am a hairstylist, but I have learned to love the country life.
And you guys provide, camps for kids out here, correct?
Yes, we have camps for kids. Our next camp will be for the 4-H group in August. And we just passed through the garden area. The garden area, we will be doing aquaponics for the kids and teaching them how to grow herbs and plants in water. And we also have a full garden here that we have cantaloupe, watermelons, honeydew, and corn, a vast variety of things.
So, and also too, you were mentioning that you had a camp scheduled for today, but with the heat advisory, take precaution with the kids. You can only be out 15 minutes at a time. That's something that we need to take note of. That officially with heat advisory, you don't want to leave them kids out there. And so you guys haven't, with the heat advisory, you couldn't really do the camp today.
Yeah, right. And so what we plan to do is start the camp in early June next year, because right now with the heat advisory, the kids can only be outside for 15 minutes.
Right.
And then they have to be inside for 15 minutes.
Yeah, we've been mentioning, all morning that, the heat advisory, that's one of the big stories today is, the heat. But right now, coming through the shade, Elizabeth, is really nice and cool. We got a little breeze. Now, these are donkeys. Real quick, we can stop here. I want to talk about guardian donkeys.
Okay.
This is something maybe a lot of people don't know, is that a lot of ranchers have donkeys. They have a purpose, correct?
Yes, the donkeys are to keep the coyotes and the wild prey away.
And a lot of people, I've recently moved out to the country, and I kind of discovered this seeing the donkey out with the cattle, and I looked it up. Guardian donkey is a thing.
Yes, we have Jerusalem donkeys, and on their backs you can see. This is Tony right here on the left. You can see the line going across the back.
Awesome, yeah.
It's a cross on his back.
Okay.
These are said to be the type of donkeys that
so
they were rode into
Jerusalem.
Yeah.
What about Jerusalem?
In the Bible, where we're talking about the donkeys riding into Jerusalem.
Okay.
And that's why they're called Jerusalem donkeys.
But they also, though, out in the field, you've got like calves out there and stuff, and there's coyotes roaming around. These guys are super territorial, right?
They are super territorial, and they're everywhere. They'll be with the chickens sometimes, with the ponies, and they get along with everybody.
And they just look so innocent and all that, but you don't want to cross a donkey. I mean,
No.
they can hurt you.
Yes, and a fun fact about Tony: when we purchased the property, Tony was on the property for 20 years, and they could never get him off of from in the woods because he escaped. And the owner had planned to do a farm here, but he just never got around to it. Life happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they couldn't catch Tony, so we put a fence up, and we brought in 2 female donkeys. And the next morning we came in.
And Tony was just
Tony was
like, all right, I'm
standing at
coming
the
back.
front of the fence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bringing you guys
Yeah,
back, pretty much.
So
this is cool, though. I mean, you
has a
guys have
family
the
now.
whole farm with the livestock and whatnot. And but later on today, I mean, you guys, tell me your website real quick, just in case somebody wants to come out here and do some, have an event themselves.
Okay, our website is thesmithfamilyranch.com, and our socials are the same, the Smith Family Ranch.
SmithFamilyRanch.com.
Yes.
And how far advanced? Say, I want to, throw a party, have a wedding, or how far advanced do we need to?
Well, right now our schedule is really.
Our 2 donkeys right here, the 2 female donkeys. What's up, ladies? And these guys will guard your livestock. I mean, they will protect your livestock from coyotes and other animals that might come in and threaten your peace. These guys they look innocent, but they can grab you and throw you around. It's really cool.
All I hear, Eli, is Eddie Murphy. And in the morning, I'm making waffles from Shrek.
Yep, Shrek. Yep, exactly.
Donkey.
Well, I'm thinking Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore. So maybe that's a generational thing. So
yes, so many different things come to mind. You've got always have the best.
But also too, well, donkeys also. That would be a mule. Yeah, mules are known as jackasses, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and so never mind. I was about to say this Might remind me of some people I know, but never mind.
All right. Thanks so much, Eli. We'll check back in just a bit. Meanwhile, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are talking about all of the trees that continue to fall. We've had a lot of weather, and it's also causing a lot of tree issues. Many folks having trees coming down on their homes so unexpectedly. And so we're talking to an arborist. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. Well, it seems to become very predictable this summer's weather. We get rain or maybe a thunderstorm somewhere at some point in the metro Atlanta area. I'm joined now with John Powell. He's an arborist. We're seeing a lot of down trees because of this weather. Talk about what you've seen so far.
I would agree. I've been in Atlanta for over 10 years now, and I'm not a weather person, but I can say when we do get bad weather, it seems more and more intense. And in Atlanta, we have one of the oldest tree canopies in the United States. And with that comes, we have a lot of aging trees. And when it comes to aging trees, we also have to look at what kind of soil is in this area, the Piedmont region, right? It's basically clay soil. And our tree roots do not get really deep here. Oak trees, for example, we tend to get a lot of rot from the ground up in through the center of the trees. And a lot of those trees, you look at them, you're like, wow, this is a big, beautiful tree. Then the next day you drive by this area and you see the tree laying on the ground and it's all split apart and you see these huge cavities at the base. So, you know, if you have big trees on your property, please, and you want to try to keep them or just have them checked, you know, please call a professional arborist to come take a look and, you know, start from there. We call that doing your due diligence, and have a professional come out, take a look. You want someone that's ISA track certified. That means tree risk assessment qualified, and you could get the ball rolling with that.
What a visual you said just right off the top of we're the city within a forest, and we forget about that. That was so, I think, profound and a good way to really think about this and relate to how and why we're seeing all this. You know, these trees aren't getting any younger. And so as time goes on, I guess, you know, this is definitely having a toll. It's having a toll on homeowners. What do homeowners specifically need to be looking out for in terms of assessing the conditions of their trees?
One of the biggest pet peeves for me is older trees and the good old Atlanta construction. So we do have a lot of older neighborhoods, and you see where the old little cute Cape Cod house gets mowed down, and all of a sudden it becomes a construction site on a 50 by 50 lot, you know, really small lot. And then there's a huge tree there, either by the road or in the backyard. You know, piling debris at the base of those trees, machinery going back and forth, cutting other trees down and leaving other trees exposed. That kind of changes their environment. So those things add to the stress. Trees around people, basically, and trees in urban settings are always under stress. If you ever have hiked in the mountains or went to a forested area, trees are supposed to grow kind of like a bean pole with a green top. And in the city, they get a lot of sun on all three sides, so they get wider, they expand. They like to be over the roof because that's the most accessible sunlight without competition. And we have erosion and rain issues here with drainage. So that all kind of adds to the stress of the tree. So things you're looking out for are big dead limbs, a lot of occurring big dead limbs falling in the driveway, falling in the yard, falling in the street, landing on the house. You're going to see defoliation of leaves when it's really hot out or in the middle of the growing season, we call it. You're also looking for discoloration of leaves and basic stuff like looking at the base of the tree and finding, we call it fruiting bodies. And there's all different scientific names for that. But basically, you're looking for mushrooms. That's an indicator of root rot.
And taking it back to the city within a forest, obviously, it's not getting any younger. So is this a problem that we're going to see more and more of year after year? Are you seeing more this year than you did last year?
As long as I've been in Atlanta, this is just a personal, I'll call it educated guess. But it seems like, you know, the trees do have a limit. And it seems like we have just so many large, huge, mature trees. It seems like all of them at the same time are kind of hitting that limit in their lifespan. There's only so much rot. There's only so much extreme weather they can take as they get bigger. I compare it a lot to my clients with, as we get older, it's easier for us to get injured and it's harder for us to recover. When you plant a younger tree, just like a kid, it's they can fall and bounce off the sidewalk, and you're like, oh, did you just get hurt? But they seem to rebound faster and they're able to take a little more punishment than we would. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but you just need to be on your toes with large trees, and you know, people need to be thinking about replacing our dying tree canopy because we are hitting our limit. So please plant native trees, red maples, red oaks. Look up your Georgia. You know, you can go to the forestry websites, Georgia native plants, and start to plant that next generation because we're going to need it once these trees start disappearing.
If you've already had issues with trees, let's say one's already fallen on your house this year, is that an indicator that maybe there's more to come? You know, what should homeowners be taking a look at, especially if they've had issues?
Call an arborist immediately. And history, one thing we look at is the history on a property. Have there been other trees failing? Why are trees failing? So we have to kind of investigate a little bit and really look for root rot, disease issues. You know, we have invasive species here. So when a tree's stressed out, it's called a granulate ambrosia beetle, and the ambrosia beetle will attack any tree. The tree draws the beetle with pheromones. The beetles find it. There's no natural predators for this invasive species. And what can kill these trees, for example, is the ambrosia bacteria. So these big, large trees that are struggling are exposed to a lot of things. So I would say get an arborist out there, do a property inspection, and kind of prioritize the trees based on what's the most necessary or most important, and also budget that. There is a budget. People in the Northeast, they have a snow budget for snow removal. In the South, I usually tell my clients, you're going to need a tree budget.
Wow, some great information there. John Powell, Arborist, thank you so much for sharing your insight with our viewers. Again, we appreciate your time. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. It's definitely a hot day. Make sure you're staying weather aware. We are streaming from 9 a.m. until noon. We're so glad to have you here with us. We've got a lot going on. The Falcons training camp is happening. We've got back to school events. We've got weather. So we definitely want to keep you engaged. We also have breaking news. Just into our newsroom of that MARTA shooting. We actually have a reporter on scene. We will have a live report right after this break. Welcome back. We continue to follow that breaking news. A shooting at a MARTA station in Buckhead. Investigators are currently working to find out what actually transpired. One person was shot in the buttocks and has been taken to the hospital. Again, developing right now. This just in from the scene. Our Kim Leffler is actually there, and she was actually speaking to folks who witnessed it. Again, we will continue to follow this story and keep you updated. Meanwhile, the other big story is the weather. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot.
It's like it's July or something here in North Georgia. So temperatures already on the uphill swing. We're looking live from the Omni Hotel right now. And what I'm really noticing over downtown is more in the way of cloud cover that we've seen develop here over the past hour or so. And that's going to be the trend now through the day today as temperatures begin to warm up. So we've got the radar, we've got the satellite, we've got the temperatures. Let's see it all put together, and you're going to see some clouds mainly on the west side of the city right now. 83, 76 in Carrollton, 81 over in Rome right now, but that's not telling the full story. 88 now the heat index here in the city. That pales in comparison to Putnam County. How about 95 down there, 91 in Covington, 90 in Athens, and 84 over in Blairsville. Heat advisory, as you mentioned, Elizabeth, that's east of Metro Atlanta this afternoon. Places like Athens, Oconee County, Morgan County, Jasper, and Putnam counties included in that. That's not to say we're going to be Antarctica inside the perimeter. It's just that we're not to that 105 criteria here through the afternoon. So as you enjoy the pool today, maybe take a break here or there. Don't forget the sunscreen, right? That's going to be important through the afternoon. Temperatures soaring into the mid-90s with only a slim 10% chance of rain. We're going to be about 5 degrees above average today in the temperature department, but that heat index temperature, that's going to push us close to 100 here in the city. I'm forecasting 99 in Atlanta a little later on this afternoon. What does a 10% chance of rain look like? Well, that's about it. Just a scattered shower, maybe a storm here or there. Most of us are going to stay dry today. And then for tomorrow, much of the same. Only a couple of showers dotting the landscape, and that's about it. Let's talk tropics really quick. It is hurricane season after all, and there's not a whole lot going on in the tropical Atlantic. You see one small wave there about a third of the way across from Africa over towards South America. We call that the main development region. I think today we could call that the main dust region as well. Take a look at that Saharan dust. It is going to continue over the week ahead, so we're not really looking for anything over the next 7 days. Meanwhile, back here in North Georgia, highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. Look, I always point out, whenever our low temperature is above 75, that's typically the writing on the wall for a really hot afternoon, and this morning was it. After this, we are going to be above 75 each and every morning through the remainder of the upcoming week.
And we want to let you know that we do have cooling center locations. Specifically, Clayton County's got several. We've got all that information on our website, fox5atlanta.com. But I wanted to go back to talking about hurricane season. We just came up on the anniversary of Helene, right?
That's the end of September.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
There was we're in hurricane season, and I know that communities are still recovering.
Yeah, over into western North Carolina, right? A lot of the freshwater flooding that happened up there, obviously freshwater flooding is a side effect's not the right word. It is an impact of hurricane season. And many communities still recovering up there. We're also coming up on the 20-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina here at the end of August. And there are still places in New Orleans that are recovering from that, places that were devastated by that hurricane and never really rebounded.
Unbelievable. And just a few moments ago, I spoke to that arborist, which is he painted a picture that was very poignant, I feel like, in terms of weather and trees. And so, we've had all this rain. Right. And it's causing trees to go down. I mean, we've had a colleague whose house was damaged just the other day. And it wasn't even like a big event. It just happened.
Well, so we get the soaking rain, and here's the thing. We've got a ton of pine trees around north and central Georgia, and it does not take severe level winds to just push one of those over, or to even have limbs fall off like our colleague into his roof the other day. But also want to highlight, you're talking about hurricane season and trees and all that. Still, if you drive down Interstate 16 between really Dublin and Savannah, Treutlen County, Swainsboro, the tree damage from Hurricane Helene here in the state of Georgia, right? North Carolina was heavily impacted, but so were we here in Georgia. That tree damage all the way up through the Augusta area is still very noticeable, and still seeing the impact of Helene even to this day.
Well, and what I really stood out, that the way he described it, and reminds we forget that Atlanta is the city in the forest.
Yes.
And so we have this canopy, and the canopy is not getting any younger. And so, you know, we're seeing more and more. So even if it's not even a hurricane, you know, you need to make sure that you're paying attention to your trees, taking care of your trees.
Right. Looking for signs of sick trees.
Yes.
Is what it boils down to.
It was really, really fascinating. Awesome. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back to school. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. We have a lot going on here in the Atlanta area this weekend. Hope you're staying weather aware. Stay cool. We've got heat advisories. We've got the Falcons training camp going on. We also have back to school events happening all over Metro Atlanta. We want to go to our Caitlin Pratt, who is joining us live from one of those events. Caitlin.
Hey, Elizabeth, good morning to you. Yes, the event has begun, and you can see the crowd behind me here. This is just one of 3 stories of fun here at the C.T. Martin Rec Center. And back to school, right? We have so many things to check off our list. One of them, haircuts, right? So let me take you inside one of the events happening here. Really fun to see. People waiting up to get their fresh cut for their first day. And with us, a very special radio personality. Yes, tell us what's going on here. Hold this for me.
All right. So right now we're down here at CT Natatorium, man. It's going down, MLK. We have the barbers checking in the building, right? So Heart of Hand, Heart of Haircuts, they are in the building. This is a nonprofit organization that I actually just linked up with. And they're doing amazing things, as you can see. Shout out to that boy Mookie for bringing the whole squad through. And I go by the name of Jay Smoke. Streets 945, Mr. Middays 10 to 2. Shout out to Councilwoman Boone. Shout out to Fonnie Willis. Yes, Madam DA Fonnie Willis. This is such an exciting time, and it's just an exciting time to be a part of the community, because once you look good, you feel good, and when you do all of that, guess what? The results are going to be impeccable.
What moved you to partner up and do this to get everyone looking good? Does that set the tone for the school year?
Yes, ma'am, it does, because guess what? When you go in there with that fresh haircut, it's only one other thing on your mind. It's getting that work done in the classroom.
Did you like going to school?
I love going to school. You know, kind of lazy with the homework, but I still made A's and B's.
Your wish for these youngsters as they head back to class this school year?
My wish for them is to just realize that it's a lot of love in the community, and we are here to support them in whatever endeavor that they want to be a part of.
Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate you. All right, Elizabeth, you still got me?
I do. You were freezing up just a bit, so we are just taking a look at just some back to school video. As your audio is great, but the video was freezing up on us. So, but we appreciate your report. We'll check back in just a bit. Thanks so much, Caitlin. All right, we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we will have more news and weather. Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. Hope you're staying weather aware this weekend. It is hot. We have heat advisories, so make sure that you're staying hydrated and out of the heat. Meanwhile, it's heating up down in Stockbridge. We want to go to Eli Jordan, who is at,
Here we go.
They're getting ready for a rodeo. Eli.
Hey, good morning. Yes, it is getting warm out here. It's bright too. And I'm out here by the stables and hanging out with, we got Django right here. I'm getting ready to ride a horse is what it is. Let me iris up a little bit for you. There we go. And so we're hanging, I got down here close to the stables. There's Django. Here's an Ace. What's up, Ace? Can I give you a little petty pet? Yeah. And then, that's Max? Oh, that's Max. And this is Ace. Hey, Ace. This is Ace?
Ace.
Yeah, this is Ace. So
I told you.
These are the horses. And then we also have Oreo. Apparently, I gather that Oreo is a sweet one. Oreo is 17, I believe. 4. Oh, 4. Oh, who was 17? I thought one.
Django.
No, Django right here. So 17. That's the old one. All right. So I'm here with Kasha Smith. Kasha, this is your ranch, right?
Yes.
And so tell me, how long have you had it here?
We've had it since 2020.
And what all goes on here?
We have events, and we have horseback riding. We have lessons. We also have gardening and birthday parties, weddings.
And so we got a little rodeo happening today, right?
Yes, we have a rodeo. We're trying to bring the community together, bring the kids out before they go back to school, have something to do.
Gotcha. And later on this evening, it's not set up yet, but we're going to have some line dancing and a mechanical bull.
Yes. And this evening is for adults.
Gotcha. And so if anybody wanted to check out your ranch and maybe come out here and ride a horse or maybe have an event, what's your
Our website is thesmithfamilyranch.com, and our socials are the same.
Cool. And so how did you were a salon owner?
Yes.
Before you became a ranch owner?
Yes.
And you're still a salon owner?
Yes.
How did you end up having a salon? A ranch?
My husband loves ranching, and he loves land. So it's always been his dream. So We purchased the land and we built it out, and I do events, so I have my side and he has his side.
And so you were taking me on a tour earlier, and you guys are getting geared up. You guys have a fully stocked pond back there.
Yes.
To go fishing out of.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you guys are working on an amphitheater.
Yes.
And you also have some campgrounds.
We have some campgrounds.
And so it's going to be full swing and a full service time of outdoor, go fishing, go, camping and ride horses, feed some animals, all sorts of stuff to do out here. And also you guys have some camps for kids over at the garden area, right?
Yes, yes. And we have aquaponics for the kids coming soon.
And we were speaking about earlier with our meteorologist, Alex Forbes. I mean, we're under a heat advisory, and that has messed with you guys, your scheduling, right?
Yes, it has affected our camping schedule for the kids. So we're going to have to do camp early next year. We actually had family camp night, and we just spaced everything out and did 15-minute activities versus all the activities that we had planned. So next year we plan to do it earlier, maybe the second week of June. And that way it's not so hot.
Gotcha. And also, too, another thing you guys told me, you mentioned, I believe fourth Friday night you have...
Yes, on the second and fourth Friday we do Southern Soul line dance classes. And on the fourth Friday, we actually do a big fish fry.
That's cool. I bet you that's a hopping time there.
Yes, it's a hopping time. And we use all the funds to pay for feed for the animals, upgrade shelters, and also do community events.
Cool, cool. Well, Elizabeth, this is Oreo right here, and my understanding is I might get to ride Oreo here in a few minutes with Sade here, right?
Yes, Sade.
Sade. And
I can't wait.
So hopefully
Eli,
he'll be a smooth operative.
Yes. Eli, I'm very, very excited.
But yeah, it'll be cool. You know what? I have never ridden a horse before, and I hate to say that. I've gotten on a lot of people's backs, but I've never ridden on a horse's back before. When I was younger, though, my mother used to drive us up to the horse pasture, and we'd go up to the fence, and we would pull grass, and we would feed horses out of our hand, and that was a really cool memory. Yeah. So I'll finally get to ride a horse.
You're gonna love it. Eli, can I propose something to you? We're wrapping up. We're coming toward the end of the hour here, and I came to you a little bit early. I know you wanted to get on that horse. We're gonna take a quick break. Can we? After that break, do you think you'd be ready to go on that horse?
Well, I mean, I want to get my bearings back. I need to get my sea legs. And,
Okay.
I want to get on there and make sure everything's comfortable, and and maybe pick myself up and dust myself off if I need to.
Okay. All right. Well,
So,
we
I
cannot wait.
I'll try and expedite it. But is the top of the hour already coming up?
Yeah, we're
I might
already
be able to do it by the top of the hour.
Yeah. Well, we would love it to wrap up this hour, but we can make adjustments. You keep telling me to hold my horses, and I don't want to hold my horses anymore.
Well,
I want to see you. I want to see you on a horse. All right. Thanks, Eli.
All right. We'll see what we can do.
We'll be in touch. Thank you. All right.
I'll let you know.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins, taking a live look at downtown Atlanta. It's a beautiful day, but it is a hot day. Want to make sure that you are staying weather aware. We have heat advisories for parts of Metro Atlanta. We have cooling stations that are open. We have all that information on our website, fox5atlanta.com. And happening today, can you believe it? It's that time of year again. We are getting ready for football season. The Falcons are training in Flowery Branch, and we have live team coverage there since the beginning. We've been there since Thursday. I mean, it's crazy that it's already here and underway. But Lindsay Tuman has been reporting there live all morning. She's been talking to fans. There's a ton of fans coming out for the Falcons training camp, and we will be sure to bring you another live report at the top of the hour. And also happening today, back to school preparations. Can you believe it? Again, it's football season, which means it's back to school season. And so we have everything you need to know on our website, fox5atlanta.com, for all of your back to school events, festivities, preparations. Make sure that you have all of that with you. We are here for it as we all prepare to go back to school. All right. I'm a little disappointed to say that I don't think we're going to be able to take Eli live just yet. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back, and hopefully he can carry us into the new hour on a horse. We'll see. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I have some good news. Eli Jordan is on a horse. He's been saying, hold your horses all morning, and I can't stand it. We got to go to him live. He's in Stockbridge where they're having a rodeo today. Look at that. This is your first time on a horse, Eli. What do you think?
Yeah! Yeah! Riding cowboy. Now this is cool. This is Oreo. I'm on Oreo. Oreo is 4 years old. Oreo is a gal horse. She's cool. I had to get to know her a little bit before I had to greet and introduce myself, let her know that I was a friend of animals. And then she gave me the nod. She goes, yeah, you can hop on and ride around. So that's what I'm doing. This is my first time on a horse. And I have Sade of the ranch, Smith's Family Ranch, helping me out. This is her main horse. But this is Oreo. And so yeah, this is cool, Elizabeth. Just riding around. They got a rodeo going on today. Woo, no hands, but rodeo going on today, and it's going to be going on later on today. They have the stuff for like the adults going on later on with a mechanical bull and some line dancing and all that. So we're just north of Stockbridge and at the Smith family farm. And you can go online, just Google the Smith family farm in Stockbridge. You can find out, you know, they have events and stuff here. And you can come out and ride a horse just like what I'm doing. This is my first time ever to ride a horse. Woo.
Eli, talk about that.
Cool.
Talk about that experience. What was it like climbing up on?
I'm up high. I'm really high up, and then it's kind of nice. You know, I kind of feel powerful up here. You know, I see why cops like it and why the infantry likes it.
It's
because
definitely
you are way
different.
up above.
It's a different feeling for sure, right? When you get up there,
Yeah,
and
you can feel each step, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but they got really nice soft dirt here, and so she's not having a problem, and so I'm not having a problem. So yeah, hopefully I won't get any saddle sores. We should be all right.
All right, Eli, Jordan, we expect to move on to a trot when we come back to you in the next hour. Stay with us. Thank you for streaming with us.
I'm not gonna do any fence jumping or anything like that. I'm not into that.
We'll be right back. And good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins here with Alex Forbes. Alex, it is so hot outside. I can't stand it.
Well, I got bad news. It's only 11 o'clock, which means the rest of the afternoon, right, we're on the uphill swing. It's going to feel a lot hotter by the time we get to 3, 4, 5 o'clock this afternoon than what we're seeing right now. 85 in Atlanta, 84 over in Covington, 86 in Eatonton, 88 in Athens, and 86 already in Hall County. Feeling warmer than that, of course. A heat advisory in effect today from Lake Hartwell down through Athens over towards Morgan County. Jasper and Putnam counties included in that. These are for feels like temperatures upwards of 105 through the afternoon. That's not to say we're going to be cool in Atlanta, right? We're still going to be looking at heat index values near 100. It's just going to be slightly warmer, in fact, warm enough for the heat advisory out to the east today. Looking for 99 to be our peak heat index this afternoon here in the city, 101 for tomorrow, and then we keep that uphill swing going. 103 for Monday, 105 for Tuesday. Yeah, it is going to be sweltery. And with that 105 on Tuesday, that means we're going to be pushing 110 areas east of the city. Spending any amount of time outside today, we've got a 10 on the UV index, something similar for tomorrow as well. So don't forget that sunscreen if you're going to spend any amount of time outside. Also remember to stay hydrated. Electrolytes, always a good idea, especially with heat like this. When you're talking about sunscreen, you're going to want SPF 30 plus, all right? 10, 15, that's not going to be cutting it. Lightweight, loose fitting, light colored clothes, a good idea, and take regular breaks in the shade. Also keep in mind, right, this is the time of year, well, there's never a time of year you should leave kids in cars, but especially this time of year, everybody, it's easy to forget, right? You're on autopilot every once in a while. It's important to have a plan to not find yourself on autopilot. You can put a bag or something else that you need in the back seat to remind you, or do the reverse, put a stuffed animal or something in the front seat as a reminder to check in the back for passengers. Also consider things like alarms on your phone. Also working in the heat, right? It's the weekend. I know not a lot of people are working outside necessarily, but there are some construction workers, things like that. Cool cup of water every 20 minutes, even if you're not thirsty, and take regular breaks, just the usual stuff. Take breaks in the AC if you can. So those are going to go for today. They're going to go for tomorrow. The next day, Tuesday, right? We're going to keep on warming up until we get this weak system in here. It's really a front late Tuesday into Wednesday. That front's going to elevate our rain chances a bit, up to 40% there for Tuesday and Wednesday. But look at these overnight low temperatures falling back down into the 70s each night, but not that much, only to 76, 77. And that's typically the writing on the wall for the heat outside. Elizabeth?
You definitely want to consider the heat when it comes to the Falcons training camp, which is happening right now. Taking a live look, this is in Flowery Branch where the Falcons are doing their training camp and fans are gathering. Wow, it is so busy, and again, it's so hot. So if you are outside, make sure you're taking extra precaution this morning. Lindsay Tuman is there live for us with the latest.
Flowery Branch, where it is day 2 of these open training sessions, and the fans have been coming out in absolute droves. Some folks were here as early as 4 o'clock in the morning to be a part of the action, but there's no question why. Today is sold out. The first practice on Thursday was sold out. Tomorrow is sold out, and that's because folks just want to be a part of the action. I'm actually joined here this morning by Marcus McKinney, a die-hard Falcons fan, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me, why did you want to come out and be a part of this today?
Definitely want to bring the family out. It's a great day today. The sun is shining, no clouds in sight. So last week before the kids go back to school, so I want them to come and have the last summer fun before they head back to school. So
this
absolutely.
Is certainly fun. I mean, when you walk in and you see all the fan experience out here, what do you think of that?
Oh, it's electric. You know, you see all the players, see all the fans coming out, having a joyous time before the season kicks off. So definitely looking forward to having a good day today.
Have you been to one of these training sessions before?
This is actually our first time coming to one. So definitely super excited to, experience everything and suck it all in.
When you saw that it was free and that, things were probably going to sell out, how
Right.
quick did you get on getting those tickets?
Oh, my
reserved?
wife got the ticket as soon as she could. Absolutely. Got them as quick as possible, and definitely looking forward to having some fun.
And tell me, what are you most excited about seeing out on the field today?
Oh, just the players, definitely the players. Get a sneak peek of what they're going to do on the offense. Michael Penix, definitely looking forward to seeing what he's going to do this year.
I'm also excited to see some dogs on the roster.
Absolutely. Well,
Uh-oh.
I'm a tech guy.
Okay.
I'm a tech guy. I'm a tech guy.
We'll forgive
but
you, Marcus.
absolutely.
We got plenty of tech fans out there, too. No.
Absolutely. Definitely thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, this is great. And tell me, are you going to try and stay after, get any autographs?
Absolutely. And look forward to it. My son likes football. He wants to be a receiver, so hopefully we can,
get him out there.
Absolutely.
Get a good autograph.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And certainly an opportunity you do not want to miss. This is, again, there are going to be 8 more training sessions after this weekend. So if you don't get a chance to come out this weekend, don't worry. And there's also going to be 2 team practices with the Titans in mid-August. Again, these are free. You just have to register in advance. We've got all the information on our website, fox5atlanta.com. And stay tuned for our sports coverage. We've got Fox 5 Sports out here. They're going to give you the latest details on what exactly went down on the field this morning as well. For now, that's the latest in Flowery Branch. I'm Lindsay Tuman. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay, and thanks so much for streaming with us. We are live from 9 until noon, so we have well over an hour to carry you through your Saturday morning. Make sure you're staying weather aware. It's hot out there. We've got the Falcons. We've got back to school events. We're going to take you to one of those mini events on the other side of this break. Meanwhile, take us with you on the radio.
You can listen to Fox 5 live on the Fox 5 Radio 1 network. Just tune your HD radio to 107.9 HD2 FM.
Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us, taking a look at back to school video. I cannot believe that we are already here. We also want to show you on our website, we have everything that you need to know for going back to school. It's just started. It's going to be an evolving thing as the start dates continue to move through the calendar. So we want to go to our Caitlin Pratt live at one of the back to school events this morning. Caitlin.
Right. Everyone was lined up outside the rec center here, CT Martin Center in Southwest Atlanta, right off of MLK. I hope you can hear me okay. It's so loud here. But people were lined up this morning when the doors opened at 10 o'clock. And now the doors are open. Everything is underway. I'm panning in the gym here. You can see all the different activities, stops along the way for students. A lot of fun, a lot of food, and a lot of school supplies. That's the whole reason for this, getting kids ready for the school year. When we first started streaming earlier this morning, I showed you the row with all the backpacks and school supplies being distributed to everyone waiting outside. And last time you saw me, I showed you the haircuts that are happening as we speak and will continue happening through 1 p.m. today here in Southwest Atlanta. And this is where everyone kind of ends up grabbing a snack, dancing, grabbing some supplies. The theme of this back to school event is Ride the Wave. And that's why you're seeing those waves, those flowers around people's necks. Also, pool theme, things of that nature. The whole point of this is to get students prepared, and get the basics ready for them to head back to class. Fulton County, by the way, goes back to school August 4th. And everything from those book bags to haircuts to dental checks are happening here until 1 o'clock this afternoon. If you're a Fulton County resident, go to APS School District. You're also invited here. This was put on by the Fulton County DA's office and also the City Council for Atlanta. A lot of good things happening here. We're going to be here streaming with you through the noon hour, and I hope you'll join us. Next time I see you, I'm going to go check out the dental screenings happening. Elizabeth?
All right, thanks so much, Caitlin Pratt reporting. We'll check back in just a bit. Again, so much going on this weekend. We've got back to school events. We've got the Falcons. We've got heat. Make sure you're staying weather aware. Thank you for streaming with us. We have a whole other hour ahead of us. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we will have a live report from the rodeo with Eli Jordan. Hold your horses, folks. You're witnessing history this morning as Eli Jordan rides a horse for the first time. Want to go to him live. Eli, I'm so proud of you.
Hey, Elizabeth. Let me straddle my old saddle and ride underneath the western skies. Ba-boo-boo, ba-boo. Yes, I'm on Oreo right now, and I'm at the Smith Family Ranch, and Sade is handling Oreo for me. Sade Underwood, how are you, Sade?
I'm amazing.
So tell me, I'm on Oreo, right?
Yes.
And how old is Oreo?
Oreo is 4.
Oreo is 4. And tell me about, you seem to be fairly confident with this horse.
Yes.
But you've only been around the ranch for about 7 months now.
Yes.
So what's your experience out here at the ranch?
It's a blessing to be here, just the opportunity to be able to learn horsemanship, bond with the animals, learn how to take care of the horses. Community is something I'm really big on, and learning how important it is. So it's just therapy for me, and I love it.
And what do you think about Oreo?
Oreo's amazing. She has a pep in her step if you want her to go. She knows how to listen. Whoa means stop. Easy means calm down, slow it down. She's a great listener, so she's amazing.
So are you going to be out, we got the KJ Rodeo Oreo. They all rhyme. But the rodeo is going on this evening. Are you going to be out here this evening, help giving people rides and stuff?
Yes, I will. Absolutely. So we'll be out here giving rides for those who wish to ride a horse, learn how to ride a horse, or just even be exposed to horses.
Now, I want to say that, I've always been cautious. I've been around horses before, but, with a big camera on my shoulder,
Yes.
I've always been cautious about walking behind a horse because I've seen those videos of horses kicking, and you don't want to get kicked by a horse.
No.
But, you've been 7 months, you already know the trick, right?
Absolutely. You let the horse know, hey, I'm right here. You greet them and you walk them around the horse. You pat them to their rear, and then you hold your hand on and you guide them around just like this to let them know you're coming around. So they're aware, they're very smart, but you never want to just walk up behind the horse because you can get kicked and that's not safe.
Yeah. But Oreo seems to be really good. She's been patient with me. And Elizabeth, I had to make sure that I introduced myself to Oreo and, pet her and say, hey, I'm cool. I like animals. And she eyeballed me for a minute, and then she's like, okay, hop on. And so that's how it worked out. That's why I needed some time to get on the horse, Elizabeth.
Did you tell her that she was also going to be on camera too?
Oh yeah, but she wasn't very impressed by that. I don't think television impresses Oreo that much, But right now, it's kind of fun. I'm on my high horse right now on TV.
Yeah, it's definitely a different.
It's fun. No, it's cool.
It's definitely a different feeling. When you get off, you almost have to get your bearings again. So you've been warned, Eli.
I want to take off and be like, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid and go find, find a bank to rob or something like that, or go race around a track or something like a Kentucky Derby or Preakness or whatever. But really, I would love to I want to be Butch Cassidy, as I'd like to be.
All right. Well, I know we're under heat advisories around Metro Atlanta. How's the heat? How are the horses? How's everyone staying hydrated?
The horses are doing fine. We got 2 more. We got 3 more over there in the stables and stuff, and they're staying watered up. And Oreo seems just fresh out of the stable before she came over to me, and all that. And I've been asking Sade, is like, hey, is Oreo cool? And she's like, yeah, she's just fine. But right after this shot here, I'm gonna hop off Oreo and make sure that she can get a little extra water. Because they did have some camps scheduled here at the ranch, at the Smith Ranch in Stockbridge, Smith Family Ranch, and some kid camps. And officially, to be legal, you can't have kids out during a heat advisory more than 15 minutes at a time. So they kind of canceled that camp that they had planned today. So yes, it is affecting even here at the Smith Family Ranch. The heat advisory is affecting some planned events here, but they still have the rodeo going on today. They're gonna have the adult stuff going on this evening with a mechanical bull. I was hoping to get on the mechanical bull. That would be cool. But Oreo's good enough for me. And so yeah, come on out here, check it out. If you got nothing else to do this evening, ride around and do some line dancing, eat some good old food from vendors, and ride a mechanical bull and say yeehaw.
I gotta say, a live animal is way better than a mechanical bull. It makes for great live TV. Again, folks, you're watching and witnessing this moment in history. Eli Jordan on a horse for the first time. Again, watch your sea legs when you get off the horse. I know you're going to go back to the donkeys after this and maybe give us a ride for that. All right, thanks, Eli. Meanwhile, obviously, we continue to follow this heat. We want to check in with Alex Forbes standing by with a look at your forecast. Alex.
Yeah, Elizabeth, 85 now in Atlanta and in many other locations as well. 85 in Alpharetta, like in Stone Mountain, Lawrenceville, 84 in Winder, 85 in Monroe. But again, you factor in that heat and it already feels like 90 in many locations here in the city. Stockbridge, Fairburn, 91 in Covington, 91 in Monroe. Out in Covington, it already feels like 91. 96 in Eatonton, 95 in Athens. That's where we've got that heat advisory today out to the east. In Atlanta, I expect to get to about 95 degrees for the actual air temperature. That heat index pushing 100 here in the city. Out to the east, that's where you're going to be looking at heat index values up to 105. Tomorrow, our warmest heat index value should be upwards of 108. So each day, we're going to get a little warmer through at least Tuesday. That's when I'm looking for a high temperature in Atlanta, right around 99. But the good news is Tuesday night, a front brings in a weak storm chance. Now, that front's also going to bring in some slightly cooler temperatures, and we're happy about that because if we were not seeing this, I had a feeling we would keep stair-stepping up a little bit. So a 40% chance of showers and storms on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's our next best chance of rain over the next 7 days. Elizabeth?
All right, thanks so much, Alex Forbes. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more news and weather. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Want to get you caught up on some of our latest headlines. We continue to follow a shooting at a MARTA station. This happened this morning. Want to show you the picture from a viewer. You can see police there on scene taping the scene off. This happened at the Buckhead station. Again, it's unclear how this all transpired. We do know that the victim was shot in the buttocks and was taken to the hospital. And again, this continues to be an ongoing developing situation that we'll keep you posted. And meanwhile, it is back to school. We want to take you to our website. You can see we have everything you need to know for preparations of back to school. This is going to be a developing story literally for the next few weeks as we move through all of the different start dates. So we've got Fulton County coming up August 4th. A lot of teachers are already back to school. So make sure that you stay with us. Fox5Atlanta.com is your place for anything you need to know as you prepare for the new school year. And lastly, we're taking a live look outside where the heat continues to be a factor through the weekend. You want to be heat aware, weather aware. Alex Forbes has been updating us all morning. You make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure that you're wearing sunscreen. Stay with us. We have a whole nother hour. Thank you for streaming with us. We'll be right back. Good morning, and thanks for streaming with us. We're streaming from 9 until noon 30. We got a whole nother hour ahead, and we appreciate you joining us. Meanwhile, I've been borrowing my colleague's fan because it's so hot outside. The heat advisory.
Well, and actually, believe it or not, here in the city, we're not in the heat advisory. In fact, the metro area is not in the heat advisory. It's all east of the city, but look, it's tomato.
Yeah.
105 is the threshold for the heat index in order to prompt that heat advisory, and we're going to meet that today for a couple hours in places like Athens, Lake Hartwell, down towards Eatonton. But here in the city, we might come close, but we're not going to cross that threshold. So no advisory for us, at least today. But what we do have is a record in jeopardy. Let me show you this. Our record is 98 today. Our forecasted high temperature is 95. So we're coming close to it. We're going to say it's in jeopardy, right? We're not forecasted to break it, but it's something we're going to keep an eye on here through the afternoon. So 95 today with a heat index of 99. Mind you, again, this is for the city of Atlanta, and we're only going to go warmer from here. 101 tomorrow, 103 Monday, 105 Tuesday. Those are the heat index numbers for the city of Atlanta. When we hit 105 in Atlanta, right, you're looking east of the city, that's when you get into that 110, 111, 112 territory under some really bright skies. Speaking of which, if you're spending any amount of time outside today, don't forget the sunscreen. That UV index is going to be pretty high today and tomorrow, a 10 on a scale of 1 to 11. So here's where we stand right now. Continuing to see more cloud cover. We've been showing the sky cams through the morning hours. You notice those clouds building in. I think those clouds will give way to a couple of showers this afternoon, but by and large, most people are going to stay dry through the day today. That heat index of 95 already in Covington, Athens, Eatonton, 90 in Atlanta, 88 over in Canton, and 86 in Blairsville. So 95 in Atlanta today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. Most people will stay dry this afternoon. We've got that heat advisory in effect east of the city. Athens, Eatonton, Monticello, Madison, Morgan, not Morganton, that's in North Georgia, over towards Greensboro, included in this. Again, those are for the numbers up to 105. Here's your Fox 5 Storm Team 7-day forecast, 96 tomorrow, 98 Monday, 99 Tuesday. But then we see a cold front. Now, the cold front is not necessarily going to bring really cold air. What it's going to do is bring us back a little closer to average. We're going to go from 99 on Tuesday to 95 on Wednesday, 95 on Thursday. That is going to still come with high humidity values, right? We're still going to be looking at feels like temperatures upwards of 100, but it stops that trend on Tuesday where we get up to 99.
Even when it's not 90 degrees, I wish I could have a fan like this all the time. It just makes, looking at those numbers makes me just hot.
So I was at a 4th of July party a couple weeks ago, and somebody had the best hack in the world. They had like a 4th of July necklace that they were wearing with lights, but then they twisted it around and clipped the fan right there, so
Genius.
it was just always blowing on their face.
Yeah, that felt so good. Even these lights, it gets warm up here. But in terms of the heat advisory, just because we aren't technically in it, that does not mean that we can let your guard down, right? This is still dangerous heat we're talking about here.
Well, yes. I mean, it's summertime in Georgia at the end of the day. We feel like 100 on a regular basis during the summertime here. So is it anything that I'm going and altering plans over? No. Honestly, in the heat advisory, probably not either, right? Those are the areas that are still used to it. But when we get towards Tuesday, when we're looking at 105 in the city, 110 elsewhere, the difference between 100 and 105 is a lot more significant than 105 to 110. Right, so we're getting into a territory where we start to change things, but today not so much.
All right, and we've got cooling centers all over Metro Atlanta, specifically in Clayton County. We've got more information on fox5atlanta.com. Definitely want to check that out because I know that they are open from at least 9 to 6. That peak heat time of day.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to be out and about for that. All right, thanks so much. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we will have take you live to all of our back to school festivities with Caitlin Pratt. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. Taking a look at all the back to school activities happening this weekend and the days and weeks to come. And this is a evolving story as the students go back to school, depending on that start date. We know a lot of teachers are already having teacher work days. I mean, I can't believe it. The year has flown, or the summer has flown by, rather. We want to go to our Caitlin Pratt. She is at one of the back to school events. Caitlin.
Hey, Elizabeth. Yes, good morning to you. A busy morning here in Southwest Atlanta. I'm at the C.T. Martin Rec Center. It's been just really incredible to see how many families came out, students came out. I've been talking to you just about the activities available, and I want to show you one of those vendors here, one of those opportunities. A smile check, a dental screening here. I'm going to stay outside because, of course, I don't want to violate any patient privacy issues or anything. But let me tell you a little bit about what's going on in there as I show you around here and some of the other vendors. So kids ages 12 and under can get free screenings. And if they don't have like a home dentist, right? If they have some issues, that's when they are recommended to a dentist in their area. Now, it's so important to try and get this done before the start of the school year because we know if there are any dental issues, you got to take time off from school to get looked at. Parents have to take time off. Caregivers have to take time off to go ahead and make room for those situations, those dental appointments. So that's one of the services here at the rec center this morning. This is put on by District Attorney's Office, Fonnie Willis. You see them there. And stuff. They have so many great activities, backpacks being given out along with different school supplies. And the theme to all of this as I enter the gymnasium is Ride the Wave, getting kids ready for class. School goes back in session August 4, so it's coming up. And they wanted to make sure that everyone was prepared. You can see so many people in here. It's so loud, fun atmosphere, and it's happening until 1 o'clock this afternoon. You still have time to come out here, get your dental check for those 12 and under. Maybe you want a haircut, that's available too. And of course, school supplies, everything you need to be ready to get back to class and have a successful school year. I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Caitlin Pratt, thanks so much. We continue all of our back to school coverage. We have you covered. Stay with us, fox5atlanta.com. Meanwhile, want to show you Amazon was busy yesterday. It was like early Christmas. They loaded up tons of school supplies ahead of this next school year for students and teachers so that they are prepared. This was part of the Empty Stocking Fund. Take a listen.
I think you'd be surprised by the number of families who don't have the income to be able to purchase back to school supplies and have their students start on day one ready. And so this is a student readiness campaign. It is meant to get those core learning supplies into the hands of students who need them the most.
And again, Amazon helping out as students prepare for the upcoming school year. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more news and weather. welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. Today we are talking about tariffs. We've been following the tariffs, and specifically this morning we are talking about tomatoes. Who doesn't love a good, juicy tomato? Did you know that we get 70% of our tomatoes from Mexico? Well, now we're going to be feeling that with our pocketbooks because 17% of tariffs have been imposed on those Mexican tomatoes. I'm joined this morning with farming expert Daniel Parson from Emory University. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about this. Obviously, tariffs, we've got 70% of our, tomatoes coming from Mexico, but we can grow tomatoes here, right? And so there are some benefits to this.
That's right. That's right. It's a challenge to grow tomatoes in Georgia because of our humidity. Tomato diseases are a challenge in growing them, so that's why you don't have a lot of tomatoes grown. But you have environment and then, of course, labor availability are the big challenges for tomatoes.
And so, some shoppers might think, oh, if I'm going to shop local, is it going to be more expensive? Well, right now we're, paying more at the grocery store, at restaurants. So what are we seeing sort of that change?
Well, I think sometimes shopping local is more expensive, but there's a lot of value to it as well. Local growers live in our communities, and that money then circulates within the community. And I think it's worth it because in the case of tomatoes, you get better flavor. They're vine ripened. If the closer they are to the source, ripe tomatoes don't ship very well, so they have to be shipped green. So the tomatoes we sell locally are better tasting.
And so talk about that. I mean, you're in the mix of growing tomatoes right now, right? It's tomato season.
That's right. We're in the middle of the season. I think this week is our peak week.
Okay. And so now we're seeing, tomatoes that are more expensive at the store because they're probably from Mexico, or maybe go to your local farmer's market, right?
That's right. And I think anytime vegetables are in the news, it can be good for us because people are thinking about where their food comes from. And it's not something that everybody thinks about every day when they sit down to eat is where does that food come from? And I think there are a lot of advantages to eating local.
And why is it that some eating local food systems are more stable than the global supply chain?
Well, we're a little less subject to the whims of global trends. And so, we're here doing our thing. We plan to plant a certain number of tomatoes every year based on customers we've had in the past and what our demand is here locally. And so we're really looking for that stability.
And so what do consumers need to know about shopping locally? I mean, this isn't just about tomatoes. Again, the tariffs is an ongoing development each day for the consumer. So, what do they need to know about, how to be smart about, saving money?
I think the first thing about shopping locally is just thinking about where our food comes from. So everybody knows there are farmers markets out there. Shopping on a Saturday farmers market is a great way to connect directly to local farmers. But there are also grocery stores and local stores that feature local produce, and you can seek it out. And I think consumers will be glad that they did.
Right. And so talk about those farmers markets. How do you know if I've never been to, if I've never shopped locally, I'm used to just going to the grocery store, what do folks need to know about, where to shop, how to shop?
Well, I think it's easy to find on social media and online where your farmers market is in the local community. I know in Atlanta, there's the Community Farmers Market organization that runs several of the farmers markets on different days and locations. So finding the one that works for you is important. And then when you go, just think of it as going for your groceries. I think sometimes people will go to a market thinking it's more of an event, and it is. But if you think about it as going to shop for your groceries and you're going to come home with things to fix, that's the attitude to have. And it's like we also have a CSA program, which is like a subscription box. People get a variety of produce each week. And if you look at it as, I'm going to decide what to make based on what's available, then you really have an advantage in local shopping because you can find what's available at the market and get what's freshest in season. And so, right now it's tomatoes. tomato sandwiches, tomato sauce, Italian dishes, just all the things you can do with tomatoes. Eat them up and get tired of tomatoes, because in September, the greens will start again and we'll have a whole new crop coming in. So I think local eating is really about enjoying what's in season and then enjoying the next thing that's in season.
Oh, I'm thinking about fried green tomatoes right now. My mouth is watering. Talk about, again, your experience with growing tomatoes. Let's say maybe I don't want to go to the local farmer's market. Maybe I'm going to try to grow my own. Do you have any tips for folks?
Absolutely. Growing your own is another great way to get local produce. And again, it's really about the enjoyment of it. You know, you may not save money having your own garden. You might end up spending more for that tomato, but you've also gained a hobby and gained the satisfaction of growing it yourself, and you have control over it. And so I think look at it as something fun to do, more than a way to just save money, and just really enjoy it. But the first thing I would do is find my local extension office and get my soil tested, because we found that we can provide everything that the plants need, and then we have to deal with the problems. And so one big part of providing what the plants need is that fertility. So get your soil tested, connect with your local agent. They can also help you with those problems as they come along, with those weeds and insects and disease that attack your crops. So
And
that's how it gets started.
Like you said, Georgia's kind of a hard, we can grow them, but it's hard. What makes it so hard? The soil?
We can grow them, and it's the disease, it's the humidity. So we grow some tomatoes outside in the field, mostly our disease-resistant ones, and inside the high tunnels, we grow some heirlooms that are less disease-resistant, and we also have a high tunnel that has some high-performing varieties that are bred for high tunnel growing. But that high tunnel is like an unheated greenhouse that keeps the morning dew and the rains from our plants.
Do you
recommend that humidity that encourages the disease that are so hard on tomatoes?
Is it? Do you recommend growing them in your home, inside, or do they need to be outside in the sun?
Tomatoes have got to be outside in the sun. They need a minimum of 6 hours of direct sunlight to make fruit. And for a lot of vegetables and fruits, that's the case. The more sun you get, the more fruit you'll get, and that's why they're grown in fields. Tomatoes aren't something that you can grow inside your house.
Thank you so much, Daniel Parsons. Appreciate your insight with tomatoes and tariffs. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and hold your horses, because Eli Jordan just got on a horse. We want to go to him live where they are getting ready for the rodeo in Stockbridge. Eli.
Django, right over your shoulder.
Hey, Eli, can you hear me? Eli.
And then they'll start talking to me here, and then I'll say hey, and then I'll say something, and then you and I'll start talking.
Eli, can you hear me?
Easy crazy. Because,
Eli. Hey, Eli, you're live. Well, we will make sure that he can hear us so that he can tell us all about his experience on the horse. If you have to go back and watch it, I mean, it was great. His first time on a horse was very, very special. All right, we are going to take a short break. When we come back, hopefully we'll have Eli for you. All right, let's try this again. Hold your horses, because Eli Jordan got on a horse. Eli.
hey, sorry about that earlier. Phone disconnected, all that stuff, you know, IFB issues, always happens. Yes, I am out here at the Smith Family Ranch. How you doing, Elizabeth? It's a great day.
It is a
I
great
rode
day.
horse for the first time. Yes, and it's really cool. I mean, you know, it's not cool temperature-wise. It's actually hot. But it's really cool that I got to ride a horse, and I'm digging it here. But today they're going to have a rodeo at the Smith Family Ranch here in Stockbridge. And I am with KJ, who is going to be, and this is Django over here too. But KJ is, she's the one that's responsible for throwing the rodeo. How you doing, KJ?
I'm doing good.
Cool. And so, tell me, what's all going to be going on here today?
So today I have, for the daytime event from 9 to 4, children and families can come out, feed the animals, ride the horses and ponies, just come out and have a good time. There's food trucks out here. And then from 7 to 11, strictly adults. We have hookahs, we have mechanical bull rides, we have the horses still. Just come out and have a good time.
Having line dancing?
Yes, line dancing, of course. I want all the line dancers, steppers to come out and show out.
And you mentioned that the mechanical bull ride is going to be a competition, right?
Yes, sir. There will be a competition.
And so,
$100 prize for the competition. Whoever can stay on the bull the longest.
Awesome. That's cool. So tell me, why did you choose to do a rodeo type event?
I wanted to do it for back to school. Everybody get relaxed, to like wind down, get all the energy out before school starts, and parents can come out and relax before, the school
We'll
eventually
blow off some
starts.
steam
Yeah.
before the stress kicks back in for the year.
Yes.
Right on. And are you a horse person? Are you a farm person and all that?
I am a horse person. I love horses and I love farm. The farm life is awesome life, actually.
Cool. And this is your first event you've thrown out here at the ranch, right?
Yes.
This is a cool spot too.
It's an awesome spot. Great people too to work with. Yeah.
So yeah, you can come on out here. It's going on. Things kicked off. The kids are going on until about 4 p.m. I believe, and then 7 o'clock until 11. We're gonna have some line dancing, some line dancing, and some horse riding, and some hookah, token if you like to do that. And then we got some food vendors out here, and then the mechanical bull contest. And look at this pretty horse right here. She's not saddled up. She's gonna be chilling. He's not saddled up, whatever. But yeah, it's really nice out here. I like it. I rode my first horse out here, Elizabeth, and it's pretty cool. We got this is Oreo over here. I gotta say hello to Oreo, real quick. And,
I'm so proud of you. Yes. We are probably going to have to wrap things up, but this has been definitely the very interactive experience. I loved seeing you ride a horse. That was awesome. Very cool, Eli. Thank you.
Yeah, Oreo's cool.
Stay cool out there. We continue to follow that heat advisory for parts of Metro Atlanta, taking a live look at downtown Atlanta. It's beautiful out there, but it is hot. Keep that in mind, whether you maybe are going to the Flowery Branch to see the Falcons at the training camp underway right now. We've been bringing you live coverage all morning. Also happening now, back to school. I cannot believe it. We are there at that point. And there are dozens of back to school events happening all across Metro Atlanta. And we are bringing you live this morning to some of that coverage and how you can get prepared. Thank you so much for streaming with us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. We are live streaming from 9 until noon every Saturday and Sunday. We have about a half hour left of our coverage. And I just wanted to give a shout out to those folks who are streaming with us on YouTube. I had it pulled up and now I missed it, but I think it was Cynthia and Tyrone. Appreciate you guys watching, and definitely know that you guys have been following us before. So appreciate you guys that are streaming with us. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back at the top of the hour. Good afternoon. We've made it to the noon hour. We have been streaming with you guys since 9 o'clock this morning, so we are now in our third hour, and we're so glad to have you. Wanted to give a shout out to Cynthia R. and Thomas T-Bone for watching on YouTube. I pronounced the name wrong earlier, so I just wanted to make sure that they got that shout out. They're very chatty on our YouTube channel. We appreciate all you guys who are live streaming with us this Saturday morning. Alex Forbes is following the most important story about the heat.
Yeah, the summertime in the Southeast, right? They're not necessarily used to this, at least in terms of what we've seen so far this year. However, given that it's late July, it is to be expected. We've got heat advisories littering the United States from the Canadian border all the way down to Florida. You might notice they are patchy in spots. That's not to say it's not going to be hot in those spots. It's just that the criteria is a little different depending on the National Weather Service office. Now, our criteria here in the metro is 105, and that's what we're going to have east of the city today, east of Metro Atlanta. So from Lake Hartwell down through Athens, down towards Lake Country, over towards Jasper and Putnam counties and points southward is where that heat advisory is going to be in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. High temperatures today, yeah, getting into the mid 90s. But of course, it is going to feel hotter than that. It's going to feel like the upper 90s and low 100s with only a slim 10% chance of rain across the area. Something similar for tomorrow. So by and large, most people are going to go all of today, but then also all of tomorrow and stay completely dry across north and central Georgia. We'll bump the rain chance up to 20% by the time we get to Monday. But these heat index values today, right? 99 here in the city, 105 in Jacksonville, 107 in Raleigh, 100 there in Washington. For tomorrow, we're all going to be bumped up a couple degrees, 101 in Atlanta. It's going to feel the same here as it does in Houston, Texas, 106 in Kansas City, 104 in Washington, 109 in Raleigh. And then, yeah, Monday, 104, that feels like temperature here in the city, 108 over in Louisville and in St. Louis. Believe it or not, some of that humidity in the Midwest, it's actually tied to corn. Yeah, corn sweat. It's a real thing. Look it up. All right, here we go. 97 Monday, 99 Tuesday. Those are actual high temperatures. Of course, it's going to feel hotter than that. Would expect those heat advisories to expand into Metro Atlanta at that point. And then we get a weak system in here late Tuesday. That's going to bring with it a 40% chance of rain. And Elizabeth, that is good news because if we were not getting this front, and it's weak, don't get me wrong, that would have there would have been nothing to stop the warming trend, right? 97 Monday, 99 Tuesday. We would have kept warming up. Instead, we'll see a brief break from the upper 90s and return to the mid 90s, which is still above average for this time of year.
Wow, Alex Forbes, thanks so much. We'll keep you posted. All right. We hope that you're staying with us this morning and this afternoon as we move into the noon hour, taking a look at our website where you can find everything you need to know about going back to school. Yes, it's that time of year again. Can you believe it? I feel like I'm saying a bad word. I want to go to Caitlin Pratt live at one of the back to school events. Caitlin.
Tour earlier today streaming. If you remember, this room was chock full of supplies, and you can see there's still plenty of backpacks and school supplies for students of all ages. But if you rewind a little bit, remember how chock full this room was with all these bags, and now this is what's left. You can understand and see for yourself the need and just how many students are crossing things off their list. It's always the cutest thing ever. The first day of school, whenever I cover counties going back, to see these kiddos with backpacks on, they're almost like a walking backpack. All you see are the legs. So just such a cute rite of passage. And the DA's office here in Fulton County helping to make sure that these students are prepared for the first day. These bags all filled with supplies, notebooks, pencils, highlighters, things like that for the younger kiddos, those glue sticks, those crayons. So everything they need to get prepared for school as they start a fresh school year. Not just supplies here today at the C.T. Martin Rec Center in Southwest Atlanta off of MLK, but also dental screenings, haircuts, resources, things of that nature. But just wanted to end my streaming story here where we started this morning so you can see just how impactful this event and events like this, back to school bashes, extravaganzas, are doing, how important they are for our communities here in Metro Atlanta. I'm going to send it back to you, Elizabeth, in the studio.
Thanks so much for all your coverage this morning and into the afternoon. Caitlin Pratt reporting. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take you to Flowery Branch, where they are holding the Falcons training camp. Stay with us. Welcome back. Taking a live look at downtown Atlanta. Beautiful start to our weekend, but it is a hot start to the weekend. Want to make sure that you are staying weather aware. We are under parts of Georgia are under heat advisory, which means you need to stay hydrated. You need to make sure you have your sunscreen and make sure that you are taking us with you wherever you go, because we will keep you updated on all of the latest developments. We also want to let you know that there are cooling stations around Atlanta. If you need to get out of the heat, please do so by going to one of these cooling stations. There's locations across Metro Atlanta open today from 9 to 6. We've got those, got more information on fox5atlanta.com. And turning now, we are continuing to follow everything related to the Falcons. I can't believe it. It's here. It's football season. We've been live all morning from Flowery Branch, showing you how fans have been gathering. They've been following as the team has kicked off training. Here's Lindsay Tuman.
We're here in Flowery Branch, where it is day 2 of these open training sessions, and the fans have been coming out in absolute droves. Some folks were here as early as 4 o'clock in the morning to be a part of the action. But there's no question why. Today is sold out. The first practice on Thursday was sold out. Tomorrow is sold out. And that's because folks just want to be a part of the action. I'm actually joined here this morning by Marcus McKinney, a diehard Falcons fan, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me, why did you want to come out and be a part of this today?
Definitely want to bring the family out. It's a great day today. The sun is shining, no clouds in sight. So last week before kids go back to school, so I want them to come and have the last summer fun before they head back to school. So
this
absolutely.
Is certainly fun. I mean, when you walk in and you see all the fan experience out here, what do you think of that?
Oh, it's electric. You know, you see all the players, see all the fans coming out, having a joyous time before the season kicks off. So definitely looking forward to having a good day today.
Have you been to one of these training sessions before?
This is actually our first time coming to one. So definitely super excited to, you know, experience everything and suck it all in.
When you saw that it was free and that, you know, things were probably going to sell out. How
Right.
quick did you get on getting those tickets?
Oh, my wife got the ticket as soon as she could. Absolutely. Got them as quick as possible, and definitely looking forward to having some fun.
And tell me, what are you most excited about seeing out on the field today?
Oh, just the players, the players, definitely the players. Get a sneak peek of what they're going to do on the offense. Michael Penix, definitely looking forward to seeing what he's going to do this year.
I'm also excited to see some dogs on the roster.
Absolutely. Well,
Uh-oh.
I'm a tech guy.
Okay.
I'm a tech guy. I'm a tech guy.
We'll forgive
but
you, Marcus.
Absolutely.
We got plenty of tech fans out there, too. No.
Absolutely. Definitely thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, this is great. And tell me, are you going to try and stay after, get any autographs?
Absolutely. And look forward to it. My son likes football. He wants to be a receiver, so hopefully we can,
get him out there.
Absolutely.
Get a good autograph.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And certainly an opportunity you do not want to miss. This is, again, there are going to be 8 more training sessions after this weekend. So if you don't get a chance to come out this weekend, don't worry. And there's also going to be 2 team practices with the Titans in mid-August. Again, these are free. You just have to register in advance. We've got all the information on our website, fox5atlanta.com. And stay tuned for our sports coverage. We've got Fox 5 Sports out here. They're going to give you the latest details on what exactly went down on the field this morning as well. For now, that's the latest in Flowery Branch. I'm Lindsay Tuman. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Lindsay, for your continuous coverage all morning and into the afternoon from Flowery Branch as we anxiously await for football season to get underway. Okay, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more news and weather. Thanks for streaming with us. We have about 15 more minutes of your time. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. Well, it seems to become very predictable this summer's weather. We get rain or maybe a thunderstorm somewhere at some point in the metro Atlanta area. I'm joined now with John Powell. He's an arborist. We're seeing a lot of downed trees because of this weather. Talk about what you've seen so far.
I would agree. I've been in Atlanta for over 10 years now, and I'm not a weather person, but I can say when we do get bad weather, it seems more and more intense. And in Atlanta, we have one of the oldest tree canopies in the United States. And with that comes, we have a lot of aging trees. And when it comes to aging trees, we also have to look at what kind of soil is in this area, the Piedmont region, right? It's basically clay soil. And our tree roots do not get really deep here. Oak trees, for example, we tend to get a lot of rot from the ground up in through the center of the trees. And a lot of those trees, you look at them, you're like, wow, this is a big, beautiful tree. Then the next day you drive by this area and you see the tree laying on the ground and it's all split apart and you see these huge cavities at the base. So, you know, if you have big trees on your property, please, and you want to try to keep them or just have them checked, you know, please call a professional arborist to come take a look and, you know, start from there. We call that doing your due diligence, and have a professional come out, take a look. You preferably you want someone that's ISA track certified. That means tree risk assessment qualified, and you could get the ball rolling with that.
What a visual you said just right off the top of, we're the city within a forest, and we forget about that. That was so, I think, profound, and a good way to really think about this and relate to how and why we're seeing all this. You know, these trees aren't getting any younger. And so as time goes on, I guess, you know, this is definitely having a toll. It's having a toll on homeowners. What do homeowners specifically need to be looking out for in terms of assessing the conditions of their trees?
One of the biggest pet peeves for me is older trees and the good old Atlanta construction. So we do have a lot of older neighborhoods, and you see where the old little cute Cape Cod house gets mowed down, and all of a sudden it becomes a construction site on a 50 by 50 lot, you know, really small lot, and then there's a huge tree there, either by the road or in the backyard. You know, piling debris at the base of those trees, machinery going back and forth, cutting other trees down and leaving other trees exposed. That kind of changes their environment. So those things add to the stress. Trees around people, basically, and trees in urban settings are always under stress. If you ever have hiked in the mountains or went to a forested area, trees are supposed to grow kind of like a beanpole with a green top. And in the city, they get a lot of sun on all three sides, so they get wider, they expand. They like to be over the roof because that's the most accessible sunlight without competition. And we have erosion and rain issues here with drainage. So that all kind of adds to the stress of the tree. So things you're looking out for are big dead limbs, a lot of occurring big dead limbs falling in the driveway, falling in the yard, falling in the street, landing on the house. You're going to see defoliation of leaves when it's really hot out or in the middle of the growing season, we call it. You're also looking for discoloration of leaves and basic stuff like looking at the base of the tree and finding, we call it fruiting bodies. And there's all different scientific names for that. But basically, you're looking for mushrooms. That's an indicator of root rot.
And taking it back to the city within a forest, obviously, it's not getting any younger. So is this a problem that we're going to see more and more of year after year? Are you seeing more this year than you did last year?
As long as I've been in Atlanta, this is just a personal, I'll call it educated guess. But it seems like, you know, the trees do have a limit. And it seems like we have just so many large, huge, mature trees. It seems like all of them at the same time are kind of hitting that limit in their lifespan. There's only so much rot. There's only so much extreme weather they can take as they get bigger. I compare it a lot to my clients with, as we get older, it's easier for us to get injured and it's harder for us to recover. When you plant a younger tree, just like a kid, it's they can fall and bounce off the sidewalk and you're like, oh, did you just get hurt? But they seem to rebound faster and they're able to take a little more punishment than we would. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but you just need to be on your toes with large trees. And, you know, people need to be thinking about replacing our dying tree canopy because we are hitting our limit. So please plant native trees, red maples, red oaks, Look up your Georgia. You can go to the forestry websites, Georgia native plants, and start to plant that next generation, because we're going to need it once these trees start disappearing.
If you've already had issues with trees, let's say one's already fallen on your house this year, is that an indicator that maybe there's more to come? What should homeowners be taking a look at, especially if they've had issues?
Call an arborist immediately. And history, one thing we look at is the history on a property. Have there been other trees failing? Why are trees failing? So we have to kind of investigate a little bit and really look for root rot, disease issues. We have invasive species here. So when a tree's stressed out, we have, it's called a granulate ambrosia beetle. And the ambrosia beetle will attack any tree. The tree draws the beetle with pheromones. The beetles find it. There's no natural predators for this invasive species. And what can kill these trees, for example, is the ambrosia bacteria. So these big, large trees that are struggling are exposed to a lot of things. So I would say get an arborist out there, do a property inspection, and kind of prioritize the trees based on what's the most necessary or most important, and also budget that. There is a budget. People in the Northeast, they have a snow budget for snow removal. In the South, I usually tell my clients, you're going to need a tree budget.
Wow, some great information there. John Powell, Arborist, thank you so much for sharing your insight with our viewers. Again, we appreciate your time. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. We continue to follow breaking news at the MARTA station in Buckhead, where there was a shooting this morning. According to investigators, a man was grazed by a bullet while on a train traveling southbound, approaching the Buckhead station. That person was transported to the hospital and is in stable condition. Meanwhile, MARTA police are investigating and searching for that suspect. And happening right now, fans, check it out, are gathering in Flowery Branch for the Falcons training camp. I can't believe it. Football season is here. We have everything you need to know. Stay with us for our continuing coverage. We were live all morning long. Lindsay Tuman talking to fans. Definitely fun. Definitely something that, wow, a lot of folks are really excited as we get ready for football season. And with football season, what does that mean? That means back to school. Everything back to school is on our website, fox5atlanta.com. Stay with us for the next days and weeks ahead as those schools are staggered and starting at different times. So we will have continuing coverage and everything you need to know right here on fox5atlanta.com. And lastly, we will leave you with a live look at downtown Atlanta, where parts of Georgia remain under a heat advisory. Please, please, please make sure that you are being weather aware, you're being heat aware. Stay hydrated, wear that sunscreen. We also have on our website, fox5atlanta.com, there are cooling centers in, at least in Clayton County, several cooling centers from 9 to 6 today, just during that peak hours of when it can be really dangerous to your health. So please take advantage of those. And again, thank you so much for streaming with us. We've been live since 9 o'clock, 9 until 12:30, bringing you live reports from all over Metro Atlanta, from Eli Jordan riding his first horse to Lindsey Tuman at the Falcons. And we've had Caitlin Pratt covering back to school preparations underway. So again, so much going on. We appreciate you guys joining with us. We wanted to give you a shout out. If you've been, you can stream with us on Roku, Amazon Fire, YouTube. A lot of folks on YouTube are very much engaged, and want to shout out to T-Bone and Cynthia for joining us. We know that you guys have joined us in the past, and we appreciate you returning to watch us as well. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. I'm Elizabeth Rollins. Have a great day.